I'm soaking through and through. And then you handed me a towel, and all I see is you. And even if my house falls down now, I wouldn't have a clue, because you're near me. And I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. And just to be with you is having the best day of my life. And I want to thank you for giving me the best day of my life. And just to be with you is having the best day of my life.
This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester. Transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James. Serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Friday, October 4, 2024. TAJ says a glitch in reverse income tax credit application system to be restored by end of day. Close to 400 public schools have been fitted with wheelchair ramps. PSOJ says it did not propose merging Emancipation and Independence holidays into one. In regional news, International Airport opens in Barbuda. In international news, Israeli strikes cut off key crossing that thousands of Lebanese are using to flee. In sports, Cavalier is the only Jamaican team in the group stage of the CFU Club Championship. And in business, Juicy Patties expands to New York. The details after the break.
Just touch down on the island. Popeye's wings and style. Roll up in at the venue. Brand new thing on the menu. Ring the alarm for the ghost pepper. Nice. On the barbecue and the sweet and spicy. Ring the alarm, flavor them take off. Yo, Popeye's wings are the right breed. See them so we do. Popeye's wings touchdown in Jamaica. Bag of flavors. Brand new thing on the menu. Roll up in at the venue. Tell them a style of send you. Love that chicken from Popeye.
Catch the first news of the day. A comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ says it expects the service malfunction relating to the reverse income tax credit application to be restored by the end of today, Friday, October 4. Several Jamaicans have been complaining of glitches in the system following the opening of the application period on Tuesday. In a release on Thursday, the TAJ says the issue resides with the short message service SMS component of the application. It says its service providers have been advised of a possible resolution that is currently being tested. The TAJ is advising applicants to select the email address option to proceed with the application or delay until the SMS is fixed. The reverse income tax credit will see Jamaicans who earn $3 million or less per year receiving a $20,000 cash payment this fiscal year. The application process will run until December 2. Over 67,000 Jamaicans have already successfully applied for the grant. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark is commending Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ on the launch of its online renewal of motor vehicle registration platform. Motorists can now renew their motor vehicle registration certificate on the TAJ website.
I can't miss the opportunity to also congratulate TAJ for something else that was in the media yesterday, where we launched the online version of the renewal of motor vehicle registrations. Over 50% of the traffic in tax offices is due to persons coming in to renew their motor vehicle registrations.
Minister Clark says the move was in response to several complaints from Jamaicans.
Our tax offices were built decades ago for a different Jamaica, a smaller Jamaica, a less prosperous Jamaica. Today, our tax offices are inadequate in their size, in their internal space, and in their parking arrangements. With the volume of transactions that takes place in our tax offices, this often means that they are overcrowded. As Minister of Finance and Public Service, I get the complaints, I get the photographs, and I want you to know that this is a government that listens and a government that responds.
Dr. Nigel Clark, Finance Minister, he was speaking on Wednesday at the launch of the government's reverse income tax credit initiative. And Dr. Clark says over the next 5 years, the government will be improving the capacity of the TAJ with a build-out of 11 revenue centers.
The medium-term solution is a build-out of over 11 revenue centers and tax offices at a cost of over $12 billion. But this is medium term because it will take up to 5 years to get this completed.
Dr. Nigel Clark, Finance Minister. Now, the private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, says its stance regarding the Emancipation Day and Independence Day public holidays has been misrepresented. In a statement on Thursday, the PSOJ refuted claims suggesting that it had proposed merging the two significant holidays into a single day. The organization stated that such assertions do not reflect their actual proposal or intentions. Mahira Stewart reports.
Emancipation Day falls on the 1st of August, with Independence Day on the 6th of August. Noting the critical importance of both dates, the PSOJ emphasized that the holidays, separated by a mere 5 days, encapsulate Jamaica's journey from the abolition of slavery to the achievement of self-governance. However, as an organization committed to Jamaica's socio-economic development, the PSOJ acknowledges the challenges faced by businesses in a developing economy. The private sector group pointed out that the current arrangement of having two major holidays in such close proximity often results in extended periods of reduced productivity as many workers and businesses bridge the gap between these dates with additional time off. This phenomenon, sometimes referred to as, quote, holiday hangover, end quote, can disrupt economic momentum, particularly in key sectors such as manufacturing, tourism, and agriculture. To address these concerns while still honoring the significance of both holidays, the PSOJ has proposed the creation of a single extended weekend holiday period, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The organization believes this approach could focus and potentially amplify the impact of national celebrations. The PSOJ cited a survey conducted in August, which revealed that 67% of respondents support the concept of a consolidated holiday period. The proposal draws inspiration from successful models in other countries that have benefited from increased productivity. Additionally, the PSOJ envisions an organized weekend-long celebration that could attract tourists to participate in cultural events, concerts, and festivals, thereby boosting revenue across various sectors. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Close to 400 public schools across the island have been fitted with ramps to facilitate ease of access for students with disabilities. This was disclosed by Minister of Education and Youth, Favour Williams.
Every year, we add to the number of ramps that are at schools. I think now we're approaching 400 schools with ramp to ensure that those who are physically challenged and have to use a wheelchair, that they're able to access classes. Additionally, we're beginning for those schools with multiple levels to put in lifts so that our students have access as well. We're not there yet in terms of saying 100% of our schools have ramps, but we have a pathway to get in there, and every year there's budget for installation of ramps in school.
The construction of the sloped pathways forms part of the government's efforts to create an inclusive education sector that facilitates ease of access for students with special needs. Among the government's efforts is the use of shadow teachers. Shadows are educators who provide one-on-one support in the classroom for students with disabilities. Minister Williams says currently almost 350 are now registered in the education system.
We provide shadows for those who need it in the system currently. I think it's almost 350 shadows that we have in the system that do get a stipend to help those children in classes who need the help while they're in class. They could need help coming from home to school, school to home, and so on. And we consider this a significant benefit that we're able to provide to our students.
Favour Williams, Minister of Education and Youth. Member of the Jamaica Labour Party JLP's Communication Task Force, Marlon Morgan, says the People's National Party PNP's labelling of the governing party as hypocrites falls flat. Mr. Morgan was speaking on Thursday evening on Nationwide at 5. The JLP said the PNP had no moral authority to speak on crime, corruption, or ethics after announcing that Isaac Buchanan would serve as its caretaker for Eastern Portland. The opposition hit back, citing late JLP members who also had run-ins with the law. Mr. Morgan is tasking the opposition to explain its reason for welcoming him back to the party after distancing itself from him due to his past actions.
False equivalency. It is quite curious that in circumstances where Isaac Buchanan is not deemed appropriate to serve as a justice of the peace, the PNP, with their flip-flopping mentality and political expedient posture, would want us to accept that he should be considered suitable to serve as an MP. When Isaac Buchanan exhibited that crass and misogynistic behavior in relation to the former holder of the office of DPP, the PNP moved quickly, gentlemen, to disassociate itself from Isaac Buchanan. The real question to the PNP is, how come? What has changed since, such that you would have determined that this person is appropriate to serve as a candidate?
Mr. Morgan says Mr. Buchanan is unfit to serve as a Member of Parliament.
We are of the view in the JLP that a person coming into conflict with the law shouldn't necessarily mean the end of that person's life or their future. Yeah, we believe that people are inherently redeemable as opposed to being irredeemable. However, the nature and the details of Isaac Buchanan's criminal antecedent should be in sharp focus. Isaac is a twice convicted individual on very serious drug trafficking related charges, and coupled with some serious moral and social transgressions that he has committed in recent times, these things raise serious questions, I think, about his suitability for high office. Brings his judgment, I think, and his credentials into sharp relief, and ultimately render him unfit to serve as a lawmaker.
Marlon Morgan, member of the Jamaica Labour Party's Communication Task Force. Meanwhile, Archbishop of Kingston, Kenneth Richards, believes the Jamaican people should be the final judge as to whether Isaac Buchanan is fit for the role of a Member of Parliament.
The people of Jamaica will be the judge, and they will have all the facts before them. And so at the time of election, then they can exercise their judgment with respect to the suitability of this person. Kind of judge is going to be our people. What is that we want? And do you think certain persons are suitable for a certain position in view of what they offering, their lifestyle, etc., their virtues, their morality, their ethics. And I think that our Jamaican people need to start rising to the occasion now, so that we're not only lament, but we let our politicians know that we are serious with respect to what it is that we expect of them.
Kenneth Richards, Archbishop of Kingston. 129 new constables have been added to the ranks of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. The new constables, batch 155, were presented at a passing out parade at the National Police College of Jamaica in St. Catherine on Thursday. Deputy Prime Minister and National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang welcomed the new police graduates. He noted that the latest contingent of lawmen and women will further boost the JCF's policing efforts across the country and bring it closer to world standards.
Today, take note that by the end of this calendar year, I think this government have recruited just over 6,000 young Jamaicans into the police force. The increased frequency of these events reflects continued commitment of the government of Jamaica, this government, to continue to invest in our police force, expand it to its appropriate size, and provide the resources that is required to ensure public safety and good order in Jamaica. Taking the force to its approved establishment of 14,000, the net gain of 3,000 what we found at 11,000, but for the first time approaching our establishment numbers. This allows for far more efficient deployment of officers where threat risks arise.
Dr. Chang pointed to the increased wages now being offered to the members of the constabulary as further proof of the Holness administration's continued investment in strengthening the JCF over the last 6 years.
In addition to the increased numbers, our strategic investment in the JCF has enabled officers to have better working conditions, better tools to fight crime. Through the public sector compensation review, the government ensured that police officers received a better salary, not yet fully where it should be, but a better package that was more befitting of our police officers, provide a better framework for future negotiations and development of our compensation for our hard-working police officers.
Dr. Horace Chang, a Deputy Prime Minister and National Security Minister. Meanwhile, Dr. Chang also encouraged the new police graduates to continue the effort of the JCF, which has resulted in the sustained reduction in the murder rate.
Through the efforts of the police, the crime rate has been on a steady downward trajectory for the past 2 years. Nationally, the murder rate is down to 18%. I pause here because they said when we announced this activity that some tend to go out there and try to make it worse. But I want to say today that I know that the Commissioner and the leadership of the police force across the island at all divisions are committed to preventing these violence perpetrators from continuing disruption in society. And I know while some will look on and a bit skeptical, I'm confident that they will continue their activities and deployment and will keep the crime rate going down, in particular homicides. They have saved hundreds of lives by doing this.
Dr. Horace Chang, Deputy Prime Minister and National Security Minister. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Tie your laces, put on something purple, and support the CIBC Caribbean Walk for the Cure. Join us at Hope Gardens on Sunday, October 6th at 6 a.m. We're walking, running, and moving in the fight against cancer. Sign up today at runningeventsja.com. Registration fee $3,000 includes your Walk for the Cure t-shirt while supplies last. CIBC Walk for the Cure, Sunday, October 6th, 6 a.m. at Hope Gardens. All proceeds in aid of the Jamaica Cancer Society.
With so much to do in one location, make Megamart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. All in one amazing location. My Megamart, the best value by far.
In regional and international news, the small island of Barbuda, part of the two-island nation of Antigua and Barbuda, has opened an international airport. The airport, to be named Burton Nibbs International Airport, was inaugurated on Thursday. It features a 1,000-square-foot terminal and a runway of approximately 6,000 feet. Tourism Minister Charles Ferrandez described the event as a commitment to the future of Barbuda. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Gaston Brown says the development has significant potential for job creation, tourism growth, and economic development. In international now, Lebanon's state-run national news agency has reported that an Israeli airstrike has cut off a main highway linking Lebanon with Syria. The highway is near the Masna border crossing from where tens of thousands of people fleeing war in Lebanon have crossed into Syria over the past 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department says some 350 American citizens, green card holders, and family members left Lebanon on U.S. organized contract flights this week. The department announced the new number, up by about 100 since Thursday, after another flight from Beirut landed early Friday in Frankfurt, Germany. The flight had the capacity to carry 300 passengers, but only 97 people were aboard. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller says the U.S. would continue to organize such flights as long as the security situation in Lebanon is dire and as long as there is demand. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Drive Hyundai vehicles beyond your dreams with an exclusive 4.99% interest rate. Yes! Shop Hyundai vehicles and get a super low 4.99% interest rate on your car loan. Plus 2 years free service, 1 year insurance, and 5 years warranty. Offer valid on all 2024 Hyundai vehicles. Drive your Hyundai with the lowest interest, 4.99%. Conditions apply.
Eliminate the hassle of managing multiple medications that can be confusing. Thanks to Horton's Pharmacy. Introducing RX Pack, a mobile app available in the App Store and Google Play Store. RX Pack is specially designed for you to order and manage your medications. Download today for free. That's RX Pack for better medication management. Call 876-RX-0-RX-RX or visit our website, hortonsrx.com for more details.
Drive Hyundai. Hyundai vehicles beyond your dreams with an exclusive 4.99% interest rate. Yes! Shop Hyundai vehicles and get a super low 4.99% interest rate on your car loan. Plus 2 years free service, 1 year insurance, and 5 years warranty. Offer valid on all 2024 Hyundai vehicles. Drive your Hyundai with the lowest interest, 4.99%. Conditions apply.
Best dressed chicken, Vienna sausages with no antibiotics. Everything you want in a tin. Nothing you don't want can't find in a it. Take a look at the best value. Where you cook, Vienna me a look. Only the best around. Only the best around. Only the best dress, best taste, best value, best place. Best dress, get Vienna. Best dressed chicken Vienna sausages ever. 100% chicken, straight Jamaican I eat.
Time now for your morning sports. Some football news. National champions Cavalier will be the only Jamaican team in the CFU Club Championship as the group stages ended on Thursday. Cavalier topped Group A with 9 points after coming from behind to beat Arnott Gardens 4-1 at the National Stadium. Shea Smith gave Arnott the lead on 9 minutes, but Shaquille Stein equalized for Cavalier before Jamaro Calvin with a brace and Dwayne Atkinson added further goals to complete the victory. At Sabina Park, Mount Pleasant Academy, who needed a victory to advance to the semifinals, lost 2-0 to Real Hope of Haiti. The semifinal lineup will now have Cavalier facing Mocha of the Dominican Republic, while Real Hope will battle the other team from the Domrep, Cibao. The battle to decide the second finalist in the 2024 Caribbean Premier League CPL will get underway at Providence in Guyana today. Defending champions Ghana Amazon Warriors will face Barbados Royals in what is effectively the second semi-final. The teams met twice in the preliminary round, with the Warriors winning the first game by 47 runs and the Royals registering a 32-run win in the second game. Finally, in your morning sports, the Jamaican duo of Tommy Gore and Senna Summerbell recorded their best finish of the 2024 ADAC GT4 Championship when they finished fifth at the famous Red Bull Ring in Austria. Driving their Porsche Cayman GT4 Club Sport for the second time since switching to the Avia WNS Motorsports team, the duo once again qualified in the top 10, with Summerbell qualifying 9th for Saturday's race and Gore qualifying 4th for Sunday's. In a penalty-affected race started by Summerbell on Saturday, the team dropped to 19th before the mandatory driver switch, with Gore putting on a storming drive to overcome 3 5-second penalties and finished 14th overall. Gore started Sunday's race from 4th on the grid, quickly moving up to 3rd before handing the car to Summerbell at the mid-race driver switch. The pair will be back in action for the season finale at the Hockenheimring in Germany on October 18 to 20. That's it for your morning sports.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
In business this morning, Premier Private Equity has signed a key deal with Juicy Patties USA supporting the iconic Jamaican brand's expansion into New York. In a release to the media, Premier noted that the new and first location in the Bronx is already under construction, marking a new chapter in Juicy Patty's U.S. growth. It says the Bronx, known for its rich cultural diversity, provides the perfect backdrop for Juicy Patty's continued U.S. expansion. The new location is expected to cater to the growing demand for Caribbean cuisine, particularly in areas with a vibrant Caribbean community. Portfolio manager of Premier Private Equity, Keisha White, expressed enthusiasm for the venture, noting that the entity is proud to partner with Juicy Patty's in bringing a piece of Jamaica to New York. Following the success of its Florida locations, Juicy Patty's is excited to enter the New York market. Director of Operations at Juicy Patty's, Daniel Chin, says partnering with Premier Private Equity enables the company to continue its mission of sharing their authentic Jamaican flavors throughout the United States. The BBC is reporting that big taxes will be imposed on imports of electric vehicles from China to the EU after the majority of member states backed the plans. The move to introduce tariffs aims to protect the European car industry from being undermined by what EU politicians believe are unfair Chinese state subsidies on its own cars. Charges of up to 45% are to be enforced on electric cars made in China for the next 5 years. But there have been concerns that such a move could raise electric vehicle prices for buyers. The decision, which split EU member states such as France and Germany, risks sparking a trade war between Brussels and Beijing, which has condemned the tariffs as protectionist. China has been counting on high-tech products to help revive its flagging economy, and the EU is the largest overseas market for the country's electric car industry. Finally now, in foreign exchange trading, the Jamaican dollar has gained 1 cent and will open trading today, selling for an average $158.82 against the benchmark U.S. dollar. The Jamaican dollar has gained 72 cents and will open trading this morning, selling for an average $117.66 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican has also gained $4.82 and will open trading today, selling for an average $207.98 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Clearing personal, non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
6:30.
Have you ever been to a store and felt right at home? The minute you entered, you knew that's where you were meant to be. Picture it. The dedicated one staff greet you with a smile, show exceptional professionalism, and still make you feel like family. Everything is catered to you. You know you're getting the best because to them, you're the best. That's the New Walters Pharmacy, 18 High Street, Black River. Call 965-2264 or 476-3939. The New Walters Pharmacy. Pharmacy, everything exceptional.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Halfway through Balmoral, Slab Road, Papine. Halfway through Balmoral, Slab Road, Papine.
You alright?
Yeah, just trying to map out all the National Bakery wholesale locations. So anyway, me there in Kingston, we can pull up on a National Wholesale and get me bread and snacks cheaper than anywhere else.
But Bread Boss, you forget one. The newest one at that, with whole heap of parking. 3 miles, 207 Hagley Park Road.
Wow, another one?
National Wholesales, where every deal's a steal. It's always national.
This is a public service announcement from Flow. Flow advises customers that upgrades to their mobile network will take place between October 3 and 6. During this period, your data and voice call experience may be impacted. Flow apologizes for any inconvenience and thanks you for your understanding as they work to enhance your service. That was a public service announcement from Flow.
Hello to you. Good morning to ya. You're tuned in to Nationwide this morning, NTM, the big show. Thank you so much for coming on over and joining us this Friday morning. Happy Friday to you. It is Friday, October 4, 2024. I'm Tawna Thomas.
And I'm gracious to be alive. My name is George. Yes.
Hey to you, George.
It's a good day to be alive. Hi to you, Tawna.
Hi to ya.
Yeah, man.
What's poppin'?
Let me ask you something. What colors are these? The three things, the three colors on my shoulders. What colors are those?
I set my back up today.
No, man. No. That's a blatant. That's a blatant. It's not going to be subtle. You won't see it coming.
Right,
you won't see it coming. But it's going to come. You know what I mean? It's inevitable.
I know it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Green, yellow, and red.
All right. So it's a green, yellow, and red. Good.
Mm-hmm.
How would a Rastaman describe these colors?
He'd say the yellow was gold.
All right. And what?
And red and green.
All right. So he said gold, red, and green.
Yeah.
All right. So the Rastaman would say heights, gold, and green.
Oh.
Rastaman that I want a red business. You understand? Heights, gold, and green. Heights, gold, and green.
Oh?
Yeah, man.
I remember, it's so interesting that you bring that up. I remember when I was in high school, and yeah, I was one of those kids who wanted to do all the subjects, including RE. It's an easy thing to pass. It's a one without a doubt. So why not?
Yeah, the easiest
Yeah.
maximum grade in a high school.
You want another one? You just
RE and PE.
You just add RE on the list of things that you're gonna do. So I was one of those kids, and you had to do your school-based assessment project, your SBA, and I remember I did my SBA on Rastafari. Yeah, and one of the books I'm bringing it up because one of the books that I used as a source in my SBA was a book written by Yasser Safari. That focused on the lexicon of Rastafarians. Yeah, but I was saying that to say I didn't see that one in there.
Yeah, man, Heights, Green and Gold.
Yeah.
Yasser Safari. Give me a line from my Yasser Safari song. Come.
Ooh, you're putting me on the spot.
Yasser Safari had a thing, Jeremy, there was a come make we work to find a new deal.
Yeah.
And if we work, you must get your pay. You can't find that. You can't kick up a find it, child. Kick up a find it. Yes, it's good. Top man.
Yeah.
Top man, Yasser Safari. But yeah, man, Tony.
Come forward and...
Heights, green and gold. Rasta and red business. Heights, green and gold.
Yeah.
So you notice the belt. You have the belts that are woven in these three colors, of course. That very popular with the tourists. And you have the tams that are knitted from the same colors.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Rasta colors, man. Heights, green and gold.
Oh.
Man. Red business. Babylon color. That. You find king? If I search, not even YouTube to have that.
Yeah. But that was such an interesting time in my life.
So I had my Rasta uncle.
Yeah.
I had a few. So it was just strange at first, but I missed those things. So we would cook. He would cook and we would eat out of a calabash.
Yes.
Because he didn't use Babylon plate, as him call them. And the utensils were made out of wood.
Yes.
So he would carve them himself. So the calabash, gordy, same thing. And you eat with the fork or the knife fashioned out of, I don't remember what kind of wood he used to carve it. But he was very much dead set against Babylon and thing. He even made his own pot because he was a jack of all trades. He could weld. So this is the first man I saw cook. You know the popular TikTok thing with Jerry cooking everything in a one. Yeah?
Yes.
So he cooked like he would cook coconut milk, dumpling with wheat flour, of course, breadfruit, ackee and kalaloo in the same pot.
Everything.
So his main pot, which he welded, the base was like a cylinder and then it curved into a bowl at the top. So picture that. So it come up like this and then it would take a bowl shape at the top. And he cooked everything in there. So, and he had all the fresh ingredients around his house. So you'd send me to go get bird pepper. You know, pick the bird pepper and come and wash it and thing and him go into the thing and him take him order seasoning them and him put it in. And I was never a fan of bread. I hated. Listen, the two worst things for eat are chocho and boiled breadfruit. Them they're hospital food. You understand? At the you put your back, stay so, yeah? And you can't help yourself and them feed you. Them feed the chocho and bread and boiled breadfruit. Boiled breadfruit. No. Yeah, cook up, yeah, man. Yeah. So it's decent then. But Jermaine just asked listeners, viewers, if I've eaten chocho and saltfish, and I say, yeah, man, when they cook up, it's good. But boiled chocho just so and boiled breadfruit anyway. So I hated breadfruit. So I said, Jesus, we putting the breadfruit in there for. But of course, I can't tell the man say, you must not put breadfruit in there, but because he's gonna say, I never invite you to my party.
Exactly.
Why not sit down and keep yourself quiet? So I said, all right. But Tana, is when it done, I say, hold on, the ackee and the kalaloo and the dumpling and the breadfruit in a one pot same time.
Yeah.
So this is something I go plaka and it's when the man share and we eat. So me, his son, Steve and him. The nicest thing I ever, to this day, I remember it.
Oh, it was good.
And the coconut milk was the difference.
Yeah.
Because it made the breadfruit taste like something I'd never had before. Me eat off all of my breadfruit and then I look at the pot again himself. So he used to call me Pablo. He said, Pablo, you want more breadfruit? True? Yeah. So it was just
Listen,
what it is.
people when they hear about Rastafarian cooking, people are immediately turned off. Ooh, I don't want it. But yeah, stay open minded.
And of course, no
lots of
salt was in it,
ITIL
you know,
food
but it wasn't
tastes
fresh.
good.
There's no salt in it, but it wasn't fresh because of all of the spice.
seasoning. Yeah. A lot of.
What was that? What King said?
Him say, yeah, you left it and now eating pork.
And then when I disappointed, you know.
Oh, channel.
Probably can't believe you eat Arnold. Because that's what him call pork. Yeah, man.
But not the Trenton.
You know, have you ever been in a... People back in the day, Tana, used to be ashamed to go to a shop to order chicken back. Because, you know, the poor people food.
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, then, so a girl like yourself, right?
Yeah.
Nice teenage girl. So you're in the shop, your parents send you to buy whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So a young man now come in, like Jeremy, you know, as a teenage, and him like you, of course, you know, and he want to make good impressions every time him see you. And him parents send him go buy chicken back. Him not order till you buy a gun. Can't shame him, can't take the shame. Yeah, man, say, you know, they set up, so shop man say, Jeremy, you know what? No, I'm a good man, I'm good.
You know, but them wholesale people there, them need to do better, you know. You come in, try to discreetly order what you order, and them say, what you saying you want again? 2 pound of chicken back?
You know what I've seen? I've seen a man go to the wholesale.
Yeah.
And the man comes, so stand up at the wholesale. So, like, man around the counter, one of the servers that you would name Marrow. So Marrow see man say, yeah, bad man, what you want? No, what you want, man? Give me 2 pound. 2 pound hour.
Smacks the back.
2 pound a back.
Yeah. But even after doing that, them say, oh yeah, all right, so you want 2 pound of chicken back. Like, bro, I'm trying to tell you not to load up my business of what I'm ordering.
So my grandfather's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. He and her had this, they were married for like 50, 60 years, a long time. Yeah? But he was always reprimanding her because she liked a little spirit now and then. Somebody said, but you can't drink them something. The doctor said you don't have to drink alcohol and blah, blah. But she always tried to hide and, you know, send my cousin them go shop, go buy it. So, like, he'd be sitting in the yard, she'd be sitting on the veranda. And like about 3 o'clock now, so she go round up the ingredients to prepare the dinner. So she say, come here, Shelton. Yes, mama. Shelton go. So while Shelton is walking, she's calling all the order, and my grandfather listening. I go on like him now, you are listening. So she say, all right, buy 4 pound of mixed flour. Buy 3 pound of chicken parts. Buy 1 all-purpose, 1 mixed season. So she's calling him out as he walks closer and closer to her.
Yeah.
So when he reach right up to one of his stretch for the money, she say, I want a shot of brandy.
Nobody should know about that except me and you. And a shot of brandy.
Yeah, she whisper ugly man when you, I want a shot of brandy.
Yeah. Listen, the women back in the day, you know, were boss ladies. Boss ladies. I remember going around seeing them with not just the little spirits, but the pipe with the tobacco. Yeah. And they puff that thing all afternoon.
I had a cousin, she named they called her Berry Light. She smoked her cigarettes inside, meaning she turned the fire inside. She lit it and turned the lit part inside. That's how she smoked her cigarette. And she and her daughter did it. I'd never see any human being, no man, minister do that. Yeah, it was just unique.
That is more than unique. Yeah.
Right, well, the brandy thing get me every time. Morning, Miss Olive, she's passed now, but Miss Olive used to kill him when he, and him now, you know what, Yeah, man. Shelton, man. Oh, shut up, brandy. Jeremy, I could take the break.
Resolve your conflict peacefully with restorative justice. Call 876-906-4923. The time by the Ministry of Justice is
6:47.
This Christmas, let's bring back the spirit of giving, changing lives where it matters most. 'Tis the season to give back to those in need, with over 1,000 vibrant colors. Magically help to transform somebody's space or your special place with EdgeChem Color Glow Plus amazing colors, available in flat, no sheen or gloss. Visit any of our 24 EdgeChem retail stores and other distributors island-wide, or download our EdgeChem Color app. Select your favorite color, and let's bring back the spirit of Christmas. EdgeChem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time.
The 5% Club is now taking new members. Sounds exclusive? We don't want it to be. You see, it's made up of less than 5% of women who get screened for breast cancer in our country each year. At Sagicor, we've made it our mission to help to change the statistics. In fact, with 5,000 more women getting screened, we can officially become the 6% Club. And we won't stop there. So please get checked. Early detection saves lives. Go to bit.ly/5% Club JA.
Escape to the tranquility of Spur Tree HomeAway Villas, a placid getaway featuring 3 unique accommodations. The spacious main house offers 6 aesthetically pleasing designed bedrooms, 3.5 baths, smart lock access, and modern amenities like smart TVs. Enjoy the cozy 2-bedroom suite with private baths, or retreat to the intimate 1-bedroom suite. Relax by the pool or explore Spur Tree HomeAway Villas. Book with us today. Contact 347-307-3732 or 646-824-5232.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Street Smarts 1, Ludlow McLean. That's the segment right now, the mini segment. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning, George. Morning, Tony. Morning to our listeners.
Hey, see you, Ludlow.
Yes.
Boy, if I even tell you, yes, man. I was about to tell you about the cigarette when they turned it the other way around.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I tell you, I learned that from my grandma when I tell you.
Yeah, man.
And then you come with it.
Yeah, man. A unique thing, man. Unique thing.
I tell you. Anyway, we're looking at, it's a mixed situation here. Clouds of varying description. Nimbus cloud, some nimbus strata, cumulus strata. It's a varied description. When you look towards the mountain, it's more cloudy. And yesterday there was such a heavy downpour from as far as Manor Park coming all the way to half a tree into New King. So when you look towards the west, Boulevard heading out to the Mandela, it was no rain at all. So it's really a unique situation. But to tell you, the traffic is already upon us from as far as the Mandela, from as Portmore heading towards the Mandela. And if you're coming off the North-South Highway or the Edwards Highway, you're going to encounter traffic heading on the eastbound leg towards 6 miles. If you're heading westbound, not a problem. Things are flowing. Spanish Town Road, however, as I said, there are gaps heading towards the 3 miles area and also along the boulevard. But as soon as you get to the boulevard and Patrick Drive intersection, that's where the traffic really builds all the way back to the Boulevard Mullines intersection. And it's a similar thing if you're in the Kingston 9 area, coming in the Manor Park area there, Constant Spring, going across the Short Road, and even Kingston 8, Kingston 19, coming through Havendale, then onto Manington Road, you're going to find traffic all along. It's also busy along Reddy's Road. So those areas are always having traffic issues at this time of the morning. And no doubt, by the time we get to 7:15, there'll be traffic in many, many other areas. So for the time being, it's back to you, George, in the studios.
Thank you, Ludlow McLean with Street Smarts 1. Up next, the word of the day.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Your word of the day, spelled I-M-P-E-R-M-E-A-B-L-E, spelled I-M-P-E-R-M-E-A-B-L-E.
Impermeable. Impermeable. Impermeable.
Impermeable is your word of the day, a descriptive word, an adjective. Impermeable meaning impossible. Impossible, not allowing fluid to pass through. That's the definition of impermeable. Dictionary.com is telling us that impermeable was first recorded between 1690 and 1700. Between 1690 and 1700. To use the word impermeable in a sentence, the raincoat was made from an impermeable material that kept me completely dry in the storm. Impermeable is your word of the day, spelled I-M-P-E-R-M-E-A-B-L-E. Up next, your features at the top of the hour of the news.
The teenage years can be a roller coaster of emotions. This often results in many teens grappling with low self-esteem issues. This week on Parenting Tips, we are exploring the topic of low self-esteem and its prevalence in Jamaica. Self-esteem reflects your child's overall evaluation or judgment of his or her worth. Psychiatrist Dr. Christopher Mahfood explains that over 25% of teens across the Caribbean have suffered from low self-esteem.
So we're going to understand that self-esteem is someone's overall evaluation or judgment of their worth. Do you feel appreciated? Do you feel loved? Or do you feel capable to perform? And how do you feel about yourself? It's basically a positive or negative orientation towards how you look at yourself and evaluate your worth overall. And it's important to know it's a construct related to virtually every psychological concept. So things such as your personality, are you a shy person? Things such as how you perform in tasks or how you react to situations. And also your level of intellect, so how do you perform academically can all, can have an impact on your self-esteem. Also very, very important is some clinical concepts such as anxiety and depression that can significantly influence someone's self-esteem. Now to answer your question, the prevalence, we found that the prevalence of low self-esteem in teens in Jamaica is actually quite high. Over the Caribbean, about 25% of teens have reported low self-esteem.
Dr. Mahfood notes that stress and the level of social support given can influence a child's self-esteem.
The studies that we're looking at self-esteem indicated that significant reasons of the family structure, those are very important. That's embedded into the socio-demographic differences, such as the child's age, the level of parental support, the education level of the child and of the parents, stress in the home and stress in the community, and also the socioeconomic status of the family unit. So it's that poverty versus children who are more advantageous, and they show that those who have more advantage and have family have more access to funds and finances have a higher, report higher levels of self-esteem and also higher levels of social and emotional support, and as well as lower internalizing symptoms. And what that is what I mentioned earlier, anxiety and depression. So along with that, they have what we call perceived social support. So it's not just the social support the child is getting, but how they perceive that they're getting it as well. Do they feel that they're getting that support?
As such, Dr. Mahfood recommends employing these strategies to build your child's self-esteem.
Self-esteem is built in the home. Yes, peer influence is very important, but it's a family structure that's quite important with the building of a self-esteem, especially from the young child years into the adolescence. So some things you can do is use praise appropriately. You don't want to use empty compliments. You want to be specific in how you praise your teenager. And you want to praise the small steps that are made. You also want to give them some responsibilities. Give them, those who may have low self-esteem, they might bolster their self-esteem by giving an important task to do. They appreciate that. They feel respected and valued. You want to avoid criticism that involves ridicule or shame. That is the worst thing you can do. It may be necessary sometimes, to correct them or to discipline, but do so responsibly without name calling or frustration. You want to build on their strengths as well. Create opportunities for the children with low self-esteem to demonstrate their strength. And be careful when you express disappointment, because this can erode self-esteem within somebody who already has low self-esteem. And you also want to use their mistakes positively, view them as a learning opportunity. And you can also use yourself as an example. So you share a personal story with them that shows them that you have made mistakes and that you're not perfect as well, so that they have that comparison to make, that their mistake does not make them less of a person.
A child's self-esteem will affect their performance in every aspect of their lives. That is why it is important to be intentional in raising mentally and emotionally healthy children. That's it for Parenting Tips. Until next time.
Fearless and fair, Nationwide 90 FM.
Almost everyone has a cell phone these days. Texting, calling, and all the fun things that come with them make us very connected to our phones. But should we call and text each other all the time? Hi, I'm Tana. On Lifestyle Pages today, when is the appropriate time to call our friends and acquaintances? One should not call before 9 a.m. or after 9 p.m. or during the dinner hour. But it's best you know the habits of your friends. For example, what if your friend is someone who works very early hours? Then they will be more receptive to calls in the afternoon. Some offices are flexible and allow workers to use their phones. But for those who have strict policies on cell phone use, try to be understanding and not call during work hours. Here's a tip. You can send a text message, and when the person is available, then they can respond. Stay-at-home moms would also appreciate a call during the day, as it would be at that time they would have gotten most of their activities out of the way. This way, everyone is able to catch up on the latest happenings. We all love to communicate, so let's try to be reasonable to everyone. I'm Tana. Catch you next time for Lifestyle Pages.
News on the go. The latest stories from Jamaica and around the world are literally a finger tap away. Keep up to date with Teen Revolution 24 hours a day online via nationwideradiojm.com. Listen live, read the latest stories, hear every soundbite. Be a part of the vibrant online debate via Facebook and Twitter. Now you can get all your favorite premium nationwide content at your convenience. Visit the Android Play Store and download it for free today. NationwideRadioJM.com. All day, every day. Team Revolution.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
From Negril Point to Morant Bay, a little kindness can go a far way. The time by the Jamaica Information Service is...
News time, 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore. Kingston Normal Bay. The temperature by National Supply is...
28 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news this morning for Friday, October 4, 2024, TAJ says glitch in reverse income tax credit application system to be rectified by the end of the day. Close to 400 public schools have been fitted with wheelchair ramps. PSOJ says it did not propose merging Emancipation and Independence holidays into one. And in international news, Israeli strikes cut off key crossings that thousands of Lebanese are using to flee.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Tax Administration Jamaica, TAJ, says it expects the service malfunction relating to the reverse income tax credit application to be restored by the end of today, Friday, October 4. Several Jamaicans have been complaining about glitches in the system following the opening of the application period on Wednesday. In a statement on Thursday, TAJ says the issue resides with the short message service SMS component of the application. It says its service providers have been advised of a possible resolution that is currently currently being tested. TAJ is advising applicants to select the email address option to proceed with the application or delay until the SMS is fixed. The reverse income tax credit will see Jamaicans who earn $3 million or less per year receiving a $20,000 cash payment this fiscal year. The application period is open until December 2. Over 67,000 Jamaicans have already successfully applied for the payment. Meanwhile, the Finance Minister, Dr. Nigel Clark, is commending TAJ on the launch of its online renewal of motor vehicle registration platform. Motorists can now renew their motor vehicle registration certificate on the TAJ website.
I can't miss the opportunity to also congratulate TAJ for something else that was in the media yesterday, where we launched the online version of the renewal of motor vehicle registrations. Over 50% of the traffic in tax offices is due to persons coming in to renew their motor vehicle registrations.
Minister Clark says the move was in response to mounting complaints from Jamaicans.
Our tax offices were built decades ago for a different Jamaica, a smaller Jamaica, a less prosperous Jamaica. Today, our tax offices are inadequate in their size, in their internal space, and in their parking arrangements. With the volume of transactions that takes place in our tax offices, this often means that they are overcrowded. As Minister of Finance and Public Service, I get the complaints, I get the photographs, and I want you to know that this is a government that listens and a government that responds.
And Dr. Clark says over the next 5 years, the government will be improving the capacity of TAJ with a build-out of 11 revenue centers.
The medium-term solution is a build-out of over 11 revenue centers and tax offices at a cost of over $12 billion. But this is medium-term because it will take up to 5 years to get this completed.
That's Dr. Nigel Clark, Minister of Finance and the Public Service. The private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, says its stance regarding the Emancipation Day and Independence Day public holidays has been misrepresented. In a statement on Thursday, the PSOJ refuted claims suggesting it had proposed merging the two significant holidays into a single day. The organization stated that such assertions do not reflect their actual proposal or intention. Mahiri Stewart reports.
Emancipation Day falls on the 1st of August, with Independence Day on the 6th of August. Noting the critical importance of both dates, the PSOJ emphasized that the holidays, separated by a mere 5 days, encapsulate Jamaica's journey from the abolition of slavery to the achievement of self-governance. However, as an organization committed to Jamaica's socio-economic development, the PSOJ acknowledges the challenges faced by businesses in a developing economy. The private sector group pointed out that the current arrangement of having two major holidays in such close proximity often results in extended periods of reduced productivity as many workers and businesses bridge the gap between these dates with additional time off. This phenomenon, sometimes referred to as, quote, holiday hangover, end quote, can disrupt economic momentum, particularly in key sectors such as manufacturing, tourism, and agriculture. To address these concerns while still honoring the significance of both holidays, the PSOJ has proposed the creation of a single extended weekend holiday period, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The organization believes this approach could focus and potentially amplify the impact of national celebrations. The PSOJ cited a survey conducted in August, which revealed that 67% of respondents support the concept of a consolidated holiday period. The proposal draws inspiration from successful models in other countries that have benefited from increased productivity. Additionally, the PSOJ envisions an organized weekend-long celebration that could attract tourists to participate in cultural events, concerts, and festivals, thereby boosting revenue across various sectors. Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Close to 400 public schools across the island have been fitted with ramps to facilitate ease of access for students with disabilities. That's according to the Minister of Education and Youth, Favour Williams.
Every year, we add to the number of ramps that are at schools. I think now we're approaching 400 schools with ramp to ensure that those who are physically challenged and have to use a wheelchair, that they're able to access classes. Additionally, we're beginning for those schools with multiple levels to put in lifts so that our students have access as well. We're not there yet in terms of saying 100% of our schools have ramps, but we have a pathway to get in there, and every year there's budget for installation of ramps in school.
The construction of these sloped pathways forms part of the government's effort to create an inclusive education sector that facilitates ease of access for students with special needs. Among the government's efforts is the use of shadow teachers. Shadows are educators who provide one-on-one support in the classroom for students with disabilities. Minister Williams says currently almost 350 shadow teachers are now registered in the system.
We provide shadows for those who need it in the system currently. I think it's almost 350 shadows that we have in the system that do get a stipend to help those children in classes who need the help while they're in class. They could need help coming from home to school, school to home, and so on. And we consider this a significant benefit that we're able to provide to our students.
Favour Williams, the Minister of Education and Youth. In news just in, a massive fire destroyed several shops at a section of the Lucy Market compound in Hanover on Friday morning. The Lucy Fire Brigade, which is located a short distance away, responded to a call received at 3:51 a.m. A firefighter is in hospital receiving treatment after sustaining an electric shock. 2 fire trucks responded with additional support from the Montego Bay and Negril fire stations. District Officer Amelia Somerville told our news centre that about 22 shops were destroyed and 6 damaged.
Got here in approximately 3 minutes because not far from the station. On arrival, we saw a section of the market on fire. 2 attack lines were brought into operation to try and suppress the fire. However, we encountered some challenges as relates to electrical wires, downed electrical wires, right, which kind of hampered the operation somewhat. Assistance was sought from Montego Bay Fire Station as well as the Negril Fire Station. And we're able to bring the fire under control in about 45 minutes. Preliminary assessment, 22 shops in the market completely destroyed, 6 shops partially destroyed.
District Officer at the Hanover Fire Station, Lucy's Fire Station rather, Amelia Somerville. A member of the Jamaica Labour Party's Communication Task Force, Marlon Morgan, says the PNP's labelling of the governing party as hypocrites falls flat. Morgan was speaking Thursday evening on Nationwide at 5. The JLP says the PNP had no moral authority to speak on crime, corruption or ethics after announcing Isaac Buchanan as its caretaker in the constituency of East Portland. The opposition hit back, citing late JLP members who also had run-ins with the law. Morgan is tasking the opposition with explaining its reason for welcoming Isaac Buchanan back to the party after distancing itself from him due to his past actions.
False equivalency. It is quite curious that in circumstances where Isaac Buchanan is not deemed appropriate to serve as a justice of the peace, the PNP, with their flip-flopping mentality and political expedient posture, would want us to accept that he should be considered suitable to serve as an MP. When Isaac Buchanan exhibited that crass and misogynistic behavior in relation to the former holder of the office of DPP, the PNP moved quickly, gentlemen, to disassociate itself from Isaac Buchanan. The real question to the PNP is, how come? What has changed since, such that you would have determined that this person is appropriate to serve as a candidate?
Morgan says Isaac Buchanan is unfit to serve as a member of parliament.
We are of the view in the JLP that a person coming into conflict with the law shouldn't necessarily mean the end of that person's life or their future. Yeah, we believe that people are inherently redeemable as opposed to being irredeemable. However, the nature and the details of Isaac Buchanan's criminal antecedent should be in sharp focus. Isaac is a twice convicted individual on very serious drug trafficking related charges, and coupled with some serious moral and social transgressions that he has committed in recent times, these things raise serious questions, I think, about his suitability for high office. Brings his judgment, I think, and his credentials into sharp relief, and ultimately render him unfit to serve as a lawmaker.
Marlon Morgan, a member of the JLP's Communication Task Force. Meanwhile, Archbishop of Kingston Kenneth Richards believes the Jamaican people should be the final judge over whether Isaac Buchanan is indeed fit for a role as a Member of Parliament.
The people of Jamaica will be the judge, and they will have all the facts before them. And so, at the time of election, then they can exercise their judgment with respect to the suitability of this person. Kind of judge is going to be our people. What is that we want? And do you think certain persons are suitable for a certain position in view of what they offering, their lifestyle, etc., their virtues, their morality, their ethics. And I think that our Jamaican people need to start rising to the occasion now, so that we're not going to lament, but we let our politicians know that we are serious with respect to what it is that we expect of them.
That's the Archbishop of Kingston, Kenneth Richards. 129 new constables have been added to the ranks of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The new constables, batch 155, were presented at a passing out parade at the National Police College of Jamaica in St. Catherine on Thursday. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, welcomed the recruits. He noted that the latest contingent will further boost the JCF's policing efforts across the country, bringing it closer with world standards.
Today, take note that by the end of this calendar year, I think this government have recruited just over 6,000 young Jamaicans into the police force. The increased frequency of these events reflects continued commitment of the government of Jamaica, this government, to continue to invest in our police force, expand it to its appropriate size, and provide the resources that is required to ensure public safety and good order in Jamaica. Taking the force to its approved establishment of 14,000, the net gain of 3,000 what we found at 11,000, but for the first time approaching our establishment numbers. This allows for far more efficient deployment of officers where threat risks arise.
Dr. Chang says that with the increased wages now offered to members of the constabulary force, the government is doing its level best to strengthen the capacity of those who serve and protect.
In addition to the increased numbers, our strategic investment in the JSC has enabled officers to have better working conditions, better tools to fight crime. Through the public sector compensation review, the government ensured that police officers received a better salary, not yet fully where it should be, but a better package that was more befitting of our police officers, provide a better framework for future negotiations and development of our compensation for our hard-working police officers.
That's Dr. Horace Chang, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security. Overseas news now. Lebanon's state-run national news agency is reporting that an Israeli airstrike has cut off a main highway linking Lebanon with Syria. The highway is near the Masna border crossing from where tens of thousands of people fleeing war in Lebanon have crossed into Syria over the past 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department says about 350 Americans, green card holders and family members left Lebanon on U.S.-organized contract flights this week. The department announced the new number, up by about 100 since Thursday, after another flight from Beirut landed early on Friday in Frankfurt, Germany. The flight had the capacity to carry 300 passengers, but only 97 people were on board. State Department spokesman Matthew Miller says the U.S. will continue to organize such flights as long as the security situation in Lebanon is dire and as long as there is demand. That's the news.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is
7:16.
Best dressed chicken, Vienna sausages. with no antibiotics. Everything you want in a tin. Nothing you don't want can't find in a it. Take a look at the best value. Where you cook, Vienna me I look. Only the best around. Only the best around. Only the best dress, best taste, best value, best place, best dress. Yeah, Vienna, best dress chicken Vienna sausages ever. 100% chicken straight Jamaican I eat.
Want great rates for buying or selling foreign currency? JMMB Bank has you covered. Buy or sell FX at any JMMB Bank branch or online conveniently and securely. Visit jm.jmmb.com for rates and start getting the right rate right now with JMMB Bank, an authorized dealer. Conditions apply.
Drive Hyundai. Hyundai vehicles beyond your dreams with an exclusive 4.99% interest rate. Yes! Shop Hyundai vehicles and get a super low 4.99% interest rate on your car loan. Plus 2 years free service, 1 year insurance, and 5 years warranty. Offer valid on all 2024 Hyundai vehicles. Drive your Hyundai with the lowest interest, 4.99%. Conditions apply.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Time now for Street Smarts 2, the last one for the week with the gentleman Ludlow McLean of House Traffic Reporting.
Morning, George.
Morning, sir. Morning.
All right, listeners, motorists, all visitors, good morning. All our transport operators, good morning to you. Land here, see where we are. It's really busy. You know, it has been busy from this morning and it remains so. Let me just tell you from now, all the intersections that you can think of are busy and very active, as usual. Malines, Cassia Park Road, Malines, Cassia Park, and Walton Park, quite busy. That little road that takes you to Hagley Park, Woodglen, it's busy, mainly coming from the Hagley Park towards Malines Road and going into Half-Tree proper. It's really bumper-to-bumper traffic. There are vehicles that are trying to make it through Eastwood Park and also Cassia Park, but those little roads are also busy. Cassia Park Avenue and, Cassia Park Road, quite active. And those little shortcuts going through Hunstein to get back onto Malines, you're going to find those roads quite busy, quite active. Now, if you're going into Half-Tree Square, Constant Spring Roadside, it's also quite active, quite bumper-to-bumper, as I would say, heading into the Half-Tree Square area. And those of you already on Trafalgar Road coming from Waterloo, it's quite busy, quite active. Now, the situation on Hope Road, if you're coming across Hope Harden, you're going to have traffic into the vicinity of Trafalgar and Hope, also busy, and going into Half-Tree Square. And no doubt, after this report, the traffic will remain. Don't believe that after this report there's no traffic. It really continues even beyond 9:30, and even 10 o'clock. So be mindful. And as usual, we want to say have a great weekend. Be street smart and, be alert as usual. And we say, street smart. Your safety is our concern. George, it's over to you.
Thank you, Ludlow McLean there with Street Smarts 2. Up next, Front Page.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales,
They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Welcome again. It's 7:22 on this Friday morning, Friday, October 4, 2024. A lot of things we are chasing for this morning. One of the things that we have to do first up, because as I was saying to Jermaine off air, Tona, bad news for business people at the Lucy Market compound. Can you imagine using your shop? You know that many people, they take things out, but if you have a secure facility, you lock that up with goods inside.
Absolutely.
So it's October now. Christmas season is right on top of us, and for you to lose your shop and its contents, I don't know how it will be for many people for the Christmas season in terms of their ability to generate an income for themselves and their families. Devastating news because of that massive fire which broke out at a section of the Lucy Market compound in Hanover early on Friday morning.
Right, reporting that the Lucy Fire Brigade, which is located a short distance away from the market, is telling us that they responded to a call received at 3:51 a.m. Two fire trucks responded with additional support from the Montego Bay and Negril fire stations. A firefighter is in hospital for treatment following injuries sustained from electric shock. District Officer Emilio Somerville told Nationwide News that 22 shops were destroyed and 6 damaged.
Got here in approximately 3 minutes because not far from the station. On arrival, we saw a section of the market on fire. 2 attack lines were brought into operation to try and suppress the fire. However, we encountered some challenges as relates to electrical wires, downed electrical wires, right, which kind of hampered the operation somewhat. Assistance was sought from Montego Bay Fire Station as well as the Negril Fire Station. And we were able to bring the fire under control in about 45 minutes. Preliminary assessment, 22 shops in the market completely destroyed, 6 shops partially destroyed.
Emilio Somerville there from the Lucy Fire Brigade. We were trying to get one of the firefighters, one of the senior ones. We understand that they're doing a debriefing as we speak, and they are unavailable to speak with the media. But Tony, you can imagine, you get that call at 4 o'clock this morning saying that your shop burned down.
Yeah.
It must be devastating. I can imagine how many people are out there now trying to sift through the debris to see if there's anything to salvage.
Yeah. And you have to think as well, George, that some of these people that have shops, the items that they're selling, some of it, I trust them,
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, they haven't yet paid for it. They're trying to sell those items to make back money and pay over whomever are their vendors and then have something to put back into their business. And then to get such news, wake up out of your bed, to get such news that your shop has been destroyed or damaged. Yeah, quite unfortunate. Yeah, as we indicated to you that the fire brigade, they're doing their debriefing now. So not able to speak to us yet to give us any update as to what's happening on the ground, as well as to get an update on that firefighter who suffered some injuries because of electric shock on the ground. Yeah, trying to save as much as the fire brigade could save, and in doing that, suffered some injuries. Hope he is not doing too bad there in hospital.
The response time, based on Mr. Somerville from the fire brigade, 3 minutes, because he says that they are very near. So they were quickly on the scene, but despite their best efforts, of the 28 shops touched by the fire, 22 flattened, destroyed, and another 6 in bad shape. Not good news at all, and we'll monitor that for you and give you the updates as the updates become available.
Yeah, but turning our attention now to another matter having to do with heat, but in a different sense. Director for the Institute for Sustainable Development at the University of the West Indies, the UWI Mona, Dr. David Smith, is recommending that air conditions be placed in schoolrooms across the island. Speaking at the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee meeting on Wednesday, Dr. Smith noted that based on studies conducted, children learn less in warmer conditions.
As we warm up the planet, when we hit 1.5 degrees, when we hit 2 degrees, within 10 years or so of us hitting that temperature thing, we're likely to lose a very large proportion of coral reefs worldwide. If we hit 1.5 degrees, they're looking at about 70% of corals just sort of giving up the ghost. And if we hit 2 degrees, we're looking at 99% of corals. So it's prudent, yes, we need to really start managing those natural resources as if our lives and economy depended on it, because it does. But we also need to start broadening our economy and trying to figure out, well, what else do we do in addition to tourism so that we're not as vulnerable? Sure. Which is why putting air conditions in all the schoolrooms around the country is vital. Research shows very clearly that children learn less well the warmer it is. It's not just that they're uncomfortable and irritable. They don't learn. So what we are looking at is a situation where, as our schoolrooms become warmer and warmer, our ability as a country to develop the human capital we need to run our economy gets worse and worse and worse. So putting air conditioners in school classrooms is not a matter of comfort and luxury. It is what we absolutely need to build the human capital we need to get to where we would like to go. If we don't do it, our economy will not grow because we have no capital to drive it.
Dr. David Smith, a director for the Institute of Sustainable Development at the University of the West Indies, Mona, he was speaking Wednesday at Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAAC. For reaction to this recommendation, we're being joined by the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Dr. Mark Smith, going to speak with him after the break. So take a break, and on the other side, we'll be speaking with the JTA president, Dr. Mark Smith.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:30.
Recycling Partners of Jamaica. Yeah, we got to make a change, and we have to do it now, can't wait for later. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies and in the drains. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place. Well, I said no matter about your class or status or title, got to be responsible and recycle. Yes, we are talking about plastic bottle boat. You have to make sure say you're the right type to. So look for the triangle with the one or two. But that don't matter could a yellow or blue. You have to just make sure them empty, collect them plenty, recycling revenue. So listen up Jamaica, I'm saying it's time to make a change. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies in the every rains. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. APC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Halfway through Balmoral Slip Road, Papine. Halfway through Balmoral Slip Road, Papine.
You alright?
Yeah, just trying to map out all the National Bakery wholesale locations, so anywhere me there in Kingston, we can pull up on a National Wholesale and get me bread and snacks cheaper than anywhere else.
But Bird Boss, you forget one. The newest one at that, with whole heap of parking. 3 miles, 207 Hagley Park Road.
Wow, another one?
National Wholesales, where every deal's a steal. It's always national.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. A recommendation from the director for the Institute for Sustainable Development at the University of the West Indies, Mona, Dr. David Smith. He's recommending that air conditioning units, ACs, be placed in schoolrooms across the island. Joining us for a reaction now is the JTA president, Dr. Mark Smith. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Awesome.
What's your reaction to this recommendation, ACs, all public schools across the country?
Well, it is a big, bold, and audacious project if indeed the government embarks on it. However, it really is something that we have to seriously look at. We have been seeing the year-over-year increases in temperatures and the impact of climate change, not only on our environment, but now we have to look at its impact on human capital development. And that becomes a matter of how it is that we find plausible solutions for this. I think what Dr. Smith, David Smith, has put on the table is indeed the ideal situation that you have air conditioning all classrooms. I think how it is that we operationalize that goal is going to be very important. And so one of the things I would emphasize is the need for us to, while adding air conditioning, not add to the problem of climate change. So we have to look at solar-powered solutions for air conditioning system, because I think that you kind of have to balance that. But what is indeed true is that the classrooms are becoming increasingly hotter with each passing year. It really impacts the quality of learning, and both teachers and students are suffering from a high degree of fatigue, particularly when you get closer to the summer months. You find that there's this searing heat in some of the classrooms going really high in the 30s. And if you look at some other jurisdictions, it gets so bad. I think it was Pakistan at one point where it got to 45 degrees Celsius that they actually had to close schools. So we don't want to wait until we get to that point. And so we have to really look at the proposal that made by Dr. Smith to see how best we can get ahead of the problem. There are some schools presently, particularly those in the urban areas, that I find because of their design, a lot of use of decorative blocks. In essence, it makes the classrooms like little ovens. Yeah, little ovens. Often they don't even have fans in them, and it makes it almost untenable for teachers and students to learn effectively and teaching to occur.
And Dr. Smith, you mentioned solar, but this would be a very expensive undertaking. And once the AC units are in and you have done all the different renovations in terms of the windows and all of that, you have to think about now the expenses that follow. How would you suggest that the government undertakes such a massive project?
Well, one thing that I'm advocating for presently is that we establish minimum standards for schools in terms of the facilities and what they should look like. And do a registry, that we'd be able, a public registry that is updated yearly. The truth is, I don't think any government, whichever party would form government, would be in a position to be able to effect this idea at one go. And so we have to look at a phased basis. So I'd say look at the schools that are most affected. So I probably want to do an audit of all the schools in the island and the impact of climate change on them. And then you prioritize those that are, of course, most affected. You may have, but it's 60, 100 that you say, oh, this is extreme, and so we need to go in and make interventions in this regard. I know that there are many international groups that provide funding to address critical climate challenges, and so that is one route we can look at. When you look at the maintenance cost, particularly just looking at electricity for air conditioning units, that's going to be a massive cost if you go with the traditional route of, just getting a regular air conditioning unit. So I think it has to be some type of solution that depends on renewable energy as a means of, addressing the issue. I think the other part of it is also, as we build new schools, they must make use of, technology that utilizes natural airflow, vector currents in terms of how you design it to pull the warm air out of the buildings. But one of the ones I know that is used extensively in some parts of sub-Saharan Africa. In fact, I'm just returning from South Africa. You'll find that they actually plant a lot of trees, large shade trees around the outside of the buildings, and that actually helps to provide some level of cooling, or almost like, I think they refer to it as a type of solar shade it provides for the buildings. So we have to start looking at the designs of the buildings. Or engineers or architects have to now be focused on putting in type of solutions that will reduce the internal temperatures of the classroom, because we're talking about, as Dr. Smith mentioned, the impact it has long-term on economic development, because we're talking about the human capital of the country.
And on the flip now, in terms of, monitoring that ACs are turned off at the end of a school day and all of that, how would you keep that in line? Because, of course, part of this conversation is a possibility that you have ACs running all night after a school day has ended, and then that will hike up the expenses for the electricity bill.
Well, thank you. I mean, that is, of course, a concern, but I think that can be easily addressed. There are automated systems that once you enter the room, it turns on. Once it doesn't detect any movement, it shuts down. And so you have to kind of build those systems into the solution so that we don't end up, with a lot of expenditure and wear and tear on the units unnecessarily. What is clear is that it's not feasible for us to do this all at one go, but we have to have a plan towards it. And when we look at the increased temperatures globally, and he spoke especially about the 1.5, 1.9% degrees Celsius increase we're seeing, we are likely to see the highest temperatures this coming summer, in 2025. And we've been seeing year-over-year increases. And when you even look at many European countries, I take the UK, for instance, their UK Met Office is concerned that the heat wave they're experiencing is adversely affecting their schools. And they're in much more temperate climate. So when you get to the tropics, we have to start to look long-term and be strategic in terms of how it is we're going to protect our capacity to develop our human capital.
Dr. Smith, here's the thing. I listened to your namesake at the PAAC meeting, and I felt that the presentation, while it gives food for thought, there are still so many questions that are left to be answered, and I accept that you didn't have all the time in the world, so the presentation couldn't have been expansive. But beyond the considerations that you have discussed so far based on Tana's questions, the reality is that there are, if you just go by the church-owned schools alone in Jamaica, you know the number. There are over about 600 of those. And there are about 2,000 schools across the island. Right about that? That's a rough number.
1,000. Well, if you take public schools, 1,010, there are about 1,009.
All right, there you go. For each of those institutions to have AC units in them, it would mean the JPS would have to significantly boost its generation capacity, because air conditioning takes a lot of energy to run. And if you have schools with multiple scores of classrooms or scores of rooms where learning activity takes in one form or the other, then you're talking about generating capacity there. Then you mentioned the environmental concern, which is a real thing. And then you are talking about managing and regulating the usage in these places where the indiscipline in terms of policing resource use is also a problem. And you know that very well as the manager of a school plant at Monroe. So we're talking about a huge undertaking here. And I'm wondering if a lot more doesn't need to go into what the approaches should be. Merely, a lot more should be done beyond what has been mentioned already by Dr. Smith in that submission to PAAC.
Yes, and I think you kind of put the discussion in a good context. The reality is he has put one solution on the table, and one solution that I think we need to seriously consider, but maybe not for all schools. So at Monroe College, when I got here, almost every morning you got up, and I just about 10 years ago, every morning I got up, I would see fog, right? We had experienced temperatures of around 12 degrees, very cold here. However, in the last 10 years, I literally have seen the school get extremely warm. We have fewer and fewer days where you'll see fog. You can almost count on one hand how many days you'll get up and see fog. The classroom temperature is a lot warmer, but the ambient air temperature is cool. So if you're in the out where the sun can hit you, it's hot. But if you step into shaded area, it's cool. So a school like Monroe, schools that are located oftentimes in an area with a lot more green space surrounding it, and we experience the advantage of having altitude, you'll find that we're not one of those schools that need it at the present moment. But there are schools, as you move more into our urban centers with very few green spaces, not many trees, a lot of buildings around them, some of them high-rise buildings that block the cross-flow of air through the and ventilation. And so you're going to find that we have to start to look now strategically at those schools that are most affected, and that's why I call for an inventory and audit of all the schools and the impact climate change is having on them. And then you start to work to see which ones can we address, the ones that are, of course, most affected by this. The issue of JPS, you are spot on. One thing is JPS primarily generates electricity through crude oil and liquid
natural gas, LNG, yes.
Right, LNG, right. And so at the end of the day, that's still not what the ideal situation is in generating electricity. We're a tropical country. We have a lot of unused land. We have to know in Germany, for instance, they do a lot when it comes down to using agricultural land alongside solar panels, because there are some type of foods that do better in shaded areas. And so, we have to become more creative in terms of how we tackle these issues. What is true is that we have just not been doing much. If you look at, I just want to wrap up on this point. Yeah. If you look at the typical classroom now, I challenge you on this, to go across the country, the 1,000 plus schools, and most of the children sitting in the classroom today, the classroom they're in looks identical to the classroom their parents sat in.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. No change to the physical environment. But here's the thing now, and I'm happy you went there because that's where I was going to say, you're gonna have a sizable constituency saying, rather than balloon every cost center in the overall plan to put air conditioners in school, why not build more classrooms so you can reduce the number of children in any one class, put more teachers in those classrooms, and they're going to say if you do that, you realize that the costs are still lower than the mass AC plan. Because if you have 40 children in a room, or 35 as you have in many places now, especially in urban centers, and you can't make them comfortable with one ceiling fan. But if you reduce that to half, if you have 20, 18, one fan, ceiling fan, or a standing fan, one either side of the room, it does the job, and you're coming in significantly less than what it will cost to do the hardware for the air condition installation, the software to manage and regulate temperatures, and then the other attendant costs, servicing, parts, equipment, the energy, all of those things. So I'm just saying that it is food for thought, and we're doing the dishes right now, Dr. Smith. But there are maybe some more cost-effective alternatives as we work to the ultimate goal of making the teachers and the students more comfortable.
Well, Dr. Smith, I think, David Smith has done exactly probably what he set out to do, which is to start a robust discussion about one of the factors that is affecting probably the pace of learning in the country, right? And this is what we need, and you have tabled some possible ways to address the issue. I do believe that it may cost a lot more if you were to hire additional teachers, to reduce those class sizes significantly and then hire a lot more teachers, or to build more classrooms. If it is that you can shift towards solar-powered air conditioning units that are a lot more efficient in terms of their energy utilization. Layer that on top with changes in architecture where we can retrofit buildings with, systems that are able to extract heat. Higher ceilings do help. We have to look at a multiplicity of solutions. But again, taking nothing off the table, understanding that what we are facing is an existential issue with climate change. Yeah, and I think that's his bigger issue, and how it is that will affect small economies a lot more, because the larger economies can oftentimes provide incredible subsidies to various sectors within their economy. In smaller countries, we often don't have that latitude in terms of how it is that we finance these things. And so we have to start really thinking long-term, really thinking strategic in terms of how it is that we can navigate it. But I do believe you're going to have to put air conditioning in some classrooms just by nature. It'll be too costly to knock down some buildings, retrofit. Some have even low classrooms. While at Monroe are following the passage of Beryl, we took the decision to raise the roofs or ceiling rather of some of our buildings because they were too low. Yeah. It was for a different time.
Yes, hear you on that. Thank you this morning for your contribution, sir. All the best.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. That's the president of the Jamaica Teachers Association and the principal of Monroe, Dr. Mark Smith.
Listen up, motorists. Speeding burns more gas. So slow down. The life you save may be your own and also that of your loved ones. Slow down. Save lives and money. The time by the Insurance Association of Jamaica is
7:48.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 29 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
Drive Hyundai vehicles beyond your dreams with an exclusive 4.99% interest rate. Yes! Shop Hyundai vehicles and get a super low 4.99% interest rate on your car loan. Plus 2 years free service, 1 year insurance, and 5 years warranty. Offer valid on all 2024 Hyundai vehicles. Drive your Hyundai with the lowest interest, 4.99%. Conditions apply.
Tie your laces, put on something purple, and support the CIBC Caribbean Walk for the Cure. Join us at Hope Gardens on Sunday, October 6th at 6 a.m. We're walking, running, and moving in the fight against cancer. Sign up today at runningeventsja.com. Registration fee $3,000 includes your Walk for the Cure t-shirt while supplies last. CIBC Walk for the Cure, Sunday, October 6th, 6 a.m. at Hope Gardens. All proceeds in aid of the Jamaica Cancer Society.
Mark your calendars! The biggest shopping experience of the year is back!
Get ready for the Jamaica Observers Take Style Out 2024, happening October 24 to 26.
It's your chance to shop and save with incredible deals from your favorite stores. You don't want to miss out on the unbeatable deals happening all across the island.
Shop till it drop from Kingston to Montego Bay and everywhere in between.
Powered by NCB, Multilink, Island Car Rentals, and Edge 105 FM.
This is a public service announcement from Flow. Flow advises customers that upgrades to their mobile network will take place between October 3 and 6. During this period, your data and voice call experience may be impacted. Flow apologizes for any inconvenience and thanks you for your understanding as they work to enhance your service. That was a public service announcement from Flow.
right, back with us here on Nationwide 90 FM. The reverse income tax credit, those applications have been open. The Tax Administration Jamaica says up to yesterday evening that 67,000 people had already had their applications approved, or they had applied.
Applications approved.
Approved, right?
Yeah.
So I just went to Google and typed in Tax Administration Jamaica, obviously, and then let me just walk you through the steps to that point. So I typed in to Google.
Applied. Let's get it correct,
applied.
George.
All
yeah,
right.
You're correct. 67,000 Jamaicans have already successfully applied.
So the application gone through. All right. Tax Administration Jamaica. Then it's so Tax Administration Jamaica's website comes up, jamaicatax.gov.jm.
And George, what we could do is to just show our YouTubers or viewers what they're supposed to be seeing on that page, what they're supposed to be clicking on. Because even though we don't have to insert our information to bring us to the end of the application process, we could show the page. Michelle, I don't know if
you have to wait till Jeremy come back.
You're right.
Yeah.
Show them the page of what they'll initially click on to begin their application. But
because what I was explaining that, but you better to just walk them through for real as we click. So I just clicked Tax Administration Jamaica. But rather than click Tax Administration Jamaica's website, jamaicatax.gov.jm, the Ministry of Finance has a link, a site rather, reverse income tax. Here we go. So click that now, Michelle, reverse income tax credit, and see what happens there.
Yeah, just to take you through as much of the process as we can.
All right, I've clicked it on my machine, and it takes me to the Ministry of Finance's website, mof.gov.jm, to a page called Reverse Income Tax Credit. Here we go. And then you click Apply Here now. Apply here. And it takes you to Tax Administration Jamaica. And then the Tax Administration, there's a tab beneath the Reverse Income Tax Credit notice. Apply for Reverse Income Tax Credit. You click that. And then you're in business, because it takes you here now. Is your total taxable pay or statutory income less than 3 million per annum for year 2023? Note, taxable pay or statutory income is gross pay less NIS and pension contribution. And then, all right, so let me just click and to go. So click yes, Michelle, to see. And then now you're in business. It asks for TRN, last name, first name, middle name, date of birth, and you have to put that in before you can go ahead. So look like the portal at work.
Right. So we can't go beyond this point because we'd have to put in our personal information. But once you've completed this page, then you'd be going to your contact information page. That's the page that was giving a little bit of an issue with the phone number verification aspect. What the TAJ is saying that you should do when you get to your contact information page, that is going to ask you to insert both your phone number and your email address. Do not click verify your phone number, because you're not going to get an SMS with the verification code for your phone number. Only click verify your email address. Once you click verify your email address, you're going to get a code. TAJ is going to send you a code to your send a code to your email. That code, which I think is either 5 or 6 digits, you're going to copy that and paste it in the verification space for your email address. And once you've done that, then you click next. Next will take you to your bank or remittance details. There, you're going to say how you want to receive your $20,000. Do you want it to come to a remittance agency, or do you want it to come to your bank of choice? You have to select that NCB, JN, whichever bank is in the drop down, or remittance agency, that is there as well. Once you have done that, automatically it opens up a sign up area as well for your banking information, if it is that you are choosing to do to receive your funding to your bank. So you have to enter whether you have a saving account, what bank it is, your account number, as well as your information that is on your banking account as well, your name and all of that. Once you've completed that, then it takes you to the review page. The review page has all of the information that you have been putting in from you started out your signing up process. So review that to ensure that all the information is correct. your TRN, your name, your date of birth, your banking information, all of that. Once you've done that, then that's the end of the process. You click that you've completed, submit your application, and what you'll get is an automatic email, because right now you're only using your email address. Right. Hold on. Michelle is saying I skipped out a step. Right. So once you've completed, it will ask you if you're sure you want to submit. You say yes or no. And once you've done that, then you get the email that your application has been received. And you cannot apply twice. Right. So you cannot Michelle is telling me that you cannot apply twice. You'll get an email that says, "Dear so and so, your application for reverse income tax credit with a confirmation number." You'll see your confirmation number in there has been approved, and it will tell you that we will continue the processing of your application, and you will be advised when payment is sent to the financial institution or the remittance agency indicated on your application. That email will also say, additionally, you can track the status of your application using that confirmation number in the email by visiting the Reverse Income Tax Credit Hub or on the TAJ's website, which is www.jamaicatax.gov.jm. It also tells you, if you have any other questions, what numbers to call or what email address to send your queries to.
The only thing I'd have to add is that usually when you're doing these things, folks, on your mobile phone, you can get some frustrations. It's always best, not the only option, but the best option, I believe, is to do it on a desktop. Just find a computer and just do it on it, and the things will be clear and you can proceed. Someone asked for us to repeat the link. I simply say this. Just go to Google and type in Reverse Income Tax Credit Jamaica, and all of the options will come up. The TAJ has a straight link to their website to get you there. And then if you go to the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, there's a portal there to take you back to TAJ for you to get the registration done. All right? So Reverse Income Tax Credit Jamaica, just put that into Google, click that, and you'll be off to the races. All right? We can... Yeah. Any update on the fire before we go? We're on the 8 o'clock? Okay, no. So we'll see if we can get that for you on the other side. This is Nationwide.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales. For a better choice in the electrical business.
Let Scotia Investments guide you towards a winning portfolio that will grow your wealth for generations to come. Call 888-429-5745 to learn more. The time by Scotia Investments is
7:59.
Success, powered by learning. The Temperature, brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us, is
29 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 29 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
Taking you across Jamaica this Friday morning, I'm Tona Thomas. Today, the first Friday in October, is National Tree Planting Day. In observance, the Forestry Department is planting a row of yellow pui and other trees along the stretch of road between the two roundabouts on the approach to the Norman Manor International Airport. The yellow pui is the parish tree for Kingston. The Forestry Department says it will enhance the aesthetics of the entryway to the city with radiant yellow blooms. Today marks the 22nd staging of National Tree Planting Day. This year's theme is Restore Our Roots, Replant a Tree Today. The Forestry Department says the theme focuses on the restoration of the environment following the devastation caused by the passage of Hurricane Beryl. The agency encourages the public to plant trees lost to the hurricane to improve the overall resilience of the environment. The Forestry Department says it will execute additional tree planting activities across the island today, including at Albertown High School in Trelawney, Monique Teachers College, and on lands in Beulah Park managed by the Jamaica Bauxite Mining Limited in St. Anne. Also across Jamaica this morning, the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, through its apiculture unit, has announced a $5 million support package for beekeepers affected by Hurricane Beryl. Portfolio Minister Floyd Green noted that the funds will be used to provide essential inputs like sugar, as well as help to restore colonies and equipment for beekeepers who suffered losses. Mr. Green made the announcement while addressing the St. James Bee Farmers Association's Healthy Lifestyle Day at the St. James Rada office in Catherine Hall on Thursday. In addition to the recovery fund, the ministry has secured $1.8 million worth of pollen supplements through international partnerships to revitalize bee populations. Green says the supplements are critical for restoring the vitality of the beekeeping population, further strengthening the recovery efforts. Meanwhile, the ministry says it is undertaking a national cost of production study to fight a lack of knowledge surrounding the cost of production. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Friday morning. And we now bring you the latest from across the Caribbean News Desk for today, Friday, October 4, 2024.
From the Caribbean News Desk, the morning edition. Good morning. I'm Dennis Chabrol.
And I'm Kendall Morgan with the latest from across the Caribbean.
Caribbean Airlines Limited pilots staged a placard bearing protest at the Piarco International Airport in Trinidad and Tobago yesterday as they called on the government to settle outstanding wages and increments owed to them. President of the Pilots Association, Jason Wickham, says a major issue is the delay in implementing the government's 4% wage offer, which his association had agreed to accept.
As far as we are aware, we haven't heard anything from the powers that be responsible for the negotiations. We haven't heard anything from the government. No. That is why we are here today asking the line minister, Mr. Minister, please step in and help settle our outstanding 9-year collective agreement, please.
Wickham says only off-duty pilots were involved in the protest, as his association did not want to disrupt flights into and out of the country.
The Cayman Islands will next year decide whether small amounts of marijuana should be decriminalized and if a lottery should be introduced. Minister of Tourism and Ports Kenneth Byron ruled out legalizing of marijuana.
Decriminalization means that marijuana would still be illegal, but a person caught with small amounts would not face serious criminal charges or jail time. Instead, it would be treated as a minor offense, similar to getting a traffic ticket, and they would not get a criminal record as a result.
Mr. Byron says the referendum will also seek Caymanians' vote on whether the British dependency should have a national lottery to earn tax-free money to invest in the social sectors and infrastructure. If Caymanians vote against establishing a national lottery, the minister signaled that existing laws will be tightened to go after black market gambling.
Barbuda's airport has been upgraded and named the Burton Libs International Airport. The almost $20 million airport has seen the extension of the runway from 1,000 feet to more than 6,000 feet. Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation and Transportation Charles Fernandez says this is expected to boost high-end tourism on Barbuda, inhabited by almost 2,000 persons.
Ladies and gentlemen, this new airport is a key achievement in our efforts to attract luxury travelers and private jet owners, paving the way for Barbuda to emerge as the next destination for the rich and famous, similar to what we have seen in St. Bart's. The runway is now twice as wide as its predecessor at 100 feet, ensuring that even some of the largest private jets and other aircraft can land here with ease and safety.
Guyana says it is ready to assist Suriname in developing its oil sector now that the French company Total Energies has decided to invest $10 billion in extracting oil from an offshore concession. Vice President Bart Jagdeo says he has spoken with Suriname's Foreign Minister Albert Ramdin, telling him that Guyana is on standby.
We're looking forward to working with them in the future and to look at what kinds of also shared infrastructure we can have, because we're two contiguous countries.
Mr. Jagdeo says Suriname is expected to send a mission to Guyana to discuss cooperation in exploiting natural gas fields in the border area between the two neighboring South American countries.
West Indies women begin their campaign today in the 2024 Women's T20 World Cup with an opening match against South Africa. Captain Hayley Matthews is confident that her team's strong build-up to the tournament will help them repeat 2016 when they were crowned world champions.
You play all year long preparing. I think this is obviously the pinnacle of where you want to be as a team and where you want to be competing. And every series you play, every training session you have is kind of towards that goal of a World Cup. So it definitely is a long process, and I think one as a West Indies team we've had in our sights for a very long time. So yeah, just hoping for some success, hopefully.
And the Caribbean Premier League is into its final weekend, with the last qualifier to be played tonight between the Barbados Royals and the Guyana Amazon Warriors. That will determine who meets the St. Lucia Kings in the finals on Sunday at Guyana's Providence Stadium. Veteran cricket commentator Res Pereira gives us his predictions.
Well, we are down to the final two chapters, with the Kings sitting pretty and waiting for a qualifier to come through and battle with them for the final. It hasn't been a great CPL start in Guyana. First the lights went, and last night, of course, the rains came. But looking forward to the Guyana Amazon Warriors defending champions clash with the Royals, I would think that the Royals would have to start as favourites. They're a better balanced side, both in bowling and in batting, especially in bowling. The Warriors have got good batting, but their bowling is indisciplined and leaking a lot of runs. And my projection is that we'll have a Kings-Royals final on Sunday in front, hopefully, of a large Guyanese crowd.
This has been the morning edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp on +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.
The 5% Club is now taking new members. Sounds exclusive? We don't want it to be. You see, it's made up of less than 5% of women who get screened for breast cancer in our country each year. At Sagicor, we've made it our mission to help to change the statistics. In fact, with 5,000 more women getting screened, we can officially become the 6% Club. And we won't stop there. So please get checked. Early detection saves lives. Go to bit.ly/5% Club JA.
We can light up your world with the rays of the sun, putting pure energy in the palm of your hand.
For over 20 years, Fosrich has been putting a world of energy in your hands. Now we bring you big savings with our line of solar energy products and LED lighting. Financing now available for all your home and commercial retrofit projects. Consult with our in-house staff or certified professional engineers for all your electrical needs. Fosrich lifestyle. It's electric. Fosrich, your energy world.
Recycling responsibly with Recycling Partners of Jamaica is brought to you by the Recycling Partners of Jamaica. Put plastic in its place.
That time of a Friday morning, a time for Recycling Responsibly with the Recycling Partners of Jamaica. This morning on Recycling Responsibly, we'll discuss how to become a Recycling Partners of Jamaica RPJ vendor. Joining me is Vendor Services Manager at RPJ, Jazan Harris. Hey to you, Jazan.
Hi, morning, Tana. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
You're great.
All right, so this morning we're focusing on how someone can become an RPJ vendor. If you could talk to us about the process.
Okay, sure. So Becoming a vendor with us is a fairly simple process, and of course, it's open to everyone. Schools, churches, individuals, businesses. All that's really needed is a valid ID and a TRN. So to walk you through, there's three key ways, three main ways in which you can become a vendor.
Mhm.
One is via our website, our new and improved website. I encourage you to visit. It's www.recyclingja.com. And once you're there, there's a tab that says Become a Vendor. And then that takes you to a page where you can click to register now. It takes you to a form which you complete, and you will be asked to upload those photos of your ID and TRN. So that's the first way that one can register. Alternatively, they can contact us directly to express their interest by phone or WhatsApp. The numbers are 423-8881. That's 423-8881. Or on our landline, you can call us at 948-7381. That's 948-7381. Or the final way, you can drop into any one of our locations island-wide. So we have 9 depots or collection points, pardon me, across 7 of our parishes on the island.
Mm-hmm.
And our head office at 25 Retirement Road in Kingston, Crossroads in Kingston.
Right.
So those are the three ways, by website, by phone, or by dropping in.
Right. And I'm just looking at the website application process. Just to repeat, it does have first name, last name, your title, Mr. TRN, email address, your cell phone number, date of birth, nationality, country of birth, your occupation, your street address, city, parish, location of bottles, right? So that has to be there as well. You upload your TRN, upload your
ID.
national ID, driver's license, or your passport. And then there is, do you want to be paid? There's a question of, do you want to be paid for your bottles or do you want to donate them? The drop down has donate or get paid. So you select there and then you submit and that's it. So after I've submitted this online application now, Jazan, what happens next? How long do I wait before, for example, I'm contacted by RPJ to say I'm now an official vendor, and what happens next?
Okay, so within 3 days, you should get a response from us. We process your application. We assign a unique vendor ID, which was your identification, your partner number that we assign to you. And then we jump into recycling, collecting the bottles and going through that process.
Mm-hmm. And do all of the vendors get a recycling receptacle?
No. So not everyone gets a receptacle. Only individuals and organizations who meet the necessary criteria. So if you can accommodate a receptacle, if it's as in your physical location can accommodate the receptacles that we offer. So we usually schedule a site visit once a request is made, and a member of our team will come and assess the suitability of the area.
Right. And just to be clear, Jazan, if a receptacle is assigned to that vendor, is it RPJ that comes back to that vendor's location to collect, or the vendor has to take the bottles to RPJ location?
Right. No, we do come and collect. There are numbers to call to request a collection. They are 528-8218. So you can just call that number or WhatsApp, indicating that your receptacle is almost full. Like we usually ask to give us 5 to 7 working days to schedule you in, because we have a schedule that we use. So to schedule you in so that we can come and collect. So don't call when you're full, but call a few days or a week before, so that by the time you are full, we would have come and cleared you.
Mm-hmm. And do you have vendors right across the country?
We do, from Negril to what's the easternmost point.
Okay.
Yes, across the island, in all parishes.
Okay. And about how many vendors are on listing right now?
We have in excess of 3,500 active vendors
Wow.
at the moment.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a lot of vendors.
So we're gaining traction. We have a lot of work to do, and we do a lot of work in collecting from these vendors on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. And what's the difference between a vendor and a contributor?
Okay, so vendors or integral to our collection network are actually those that are compensated based on the weight of the plastics that they collect under the DRS, which is coming to that Winnie would have spoken about last week, where we pay up to $50 per kilogram for the plastics that we recover. So vendors, anyone who has registered on the, as you indicated on the website where you click Get Paid.
Yeah.
Right. Under the DRS, and you receive compensation. So anyone can be a vendor. Individuals, companies, schools, churches, everybody. You can register as a vendor. A contributor, on the other hand, are those that select donate. So those are the individuals who actively participate in recycling by either dropping off their bottles, or we do come and collect from contributors. But they're opting to donate to support the plastic recovery efforts.
Right.
That we are in.
But do you have vendors who are also clicking that they do not want to be paid? It's okay. Just give me a receptacle and I'll participate just the same?
Yeah, yes, and those will be term contributors. So when you register, and just depending on whether you click donate or you get paid, it distinguishes you from between being a vendor and a contributor.
Gotcha. Any final words, Jazan, before we go on this matter of the vendors or any other matter having to do with the RPJ and your portfolio?
Well, I just encourage everyone to continue to, those who have been and for those who have not, to put plastic in its place, as we would say. I mean, we do incentivize the collection of plastic to encourage people to participate in reducing plastic waste. But even if you're not interested, and just for the sake of our economy or environment, encourage everyone to just continue to put plastic in its place. Separate the plastics at home, carry them to one of our locations. They're all listed on our website, or contact us to come and collect from you.
Vendor Services Manager at Recycling Partners of Jamaica, Jazan Harris, talking to us this morning about how you can become a vendor of the RPJ. Thank you so much, Jazan.
Thank you, Sam. Have a great day.
You too. Going to take a break and come back with more.
Recycling responsibly with Recycling Partners of Jamaica was brought to you by the Recycling Partners of Jamaica. Put plastic in its place.
Crisp and refreshing. Room temperature or chilled. A pure water would drink. The time by pure water is
8:19.
Are you burning up with this summer heat? The place hot, man. Get cool now with a Hisense air conditioner. I feel good. With advanced energy-saving inverter technology and whisper quiet operation, beat this heat with Hisense. Available at Aliabra Brands Limited, 64 Hagley Park Road, or call 876-676-5951 now.
So good, so good. I got you.
Just touch down on the island. Popeye's wings and styler. Roll up in the venue. Brand new thing on the menu. Wing the alarm for the ghost pepper. Nice. On the barbecue and the sweet and spicy. Wing the alarm, flavor them take off. Yo, Popeye's wings are the right breed. See them so we do. Popeye's wings touch down in Jamaica. Bag of flavors. Brand new thing on the menu. Roll up in the venue. Tell them a styler send you.
Love that chicken from Popeye.
8:20 on the clock. We are taking some of your calls this morning. 630-9371, 9372, 9373-9374-618-8255. Give us a call now, so we can get a conversation going. You have something about a counselor? Or you want to check it first?
Yeah, I want to check it first.
All right, good.
Yeah.
All right. So here we are. The government's announcement of the reverse tax credit, quickly followed by the action on it and the applications being open. If you want to sound off on that, you can talk. If you want to talk about any hot matter for that matter.
Hot matter.
That was a legendary. I remember it was yesterday. Emily, may I say that this has nothing to do with the local hot matter. And it turns out it had everything to do with the local hot matter. Good morning, Kerry. Oh, Gary. So, apologies. Good morning, Gary. Good morning.
Morning, George. Morning, Turner.
Morning to you, Gary.
Boy, I'm telling you something. Nationwide, I see you to surprise me, Me say, I used to say, Nationwide have three of the worst singers in the history of Jamaica.
I know he has a 4.
George now come make it 4.
4.
Me know. When you're afraid, Cardinal Green, come in pound.
No, man. Cardinal a good sport, man. He's not going to shut you down because of that.
Hey, listen, one day, me and Clifford Belt would have sleep there and then that's a nationwide. That's it. But look here now. Serious thing.
Yeah.
This IC thing, right?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Listen, this thing could be like a movie. Because it does have twist and turn and twist and turn and twist and turn.
Yep.
And there's one thing that I heard somebody say to me that I watched Mr. Vegas said something. And that's probably the most truest thing I heard about this IC thing. Is that it seems as if they already had a conclusion and they are trying to work towards that conclusion. Because all what they're doing doesn't make any sense.
The Prime Minister's lawyers have said so in their affidavit supporting his application for judicial review.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, man.
Because if you break it down, Judge, if when I'm supposed to do my statutory whatever to the IC, right, I would have to show them how much tax I'm going to pay and all them. No, sir.
Yes.
So therefore, that means that the IC would have gone to the tax authorities already.
Well, not necessarily tax. They ask you for specific things, So they ask you for your statement of income and expenses and the assets you own, right? So you show them all of that, and then they have to go. Yeah.
And if you have a company, they must check as okay, this company is up to standard. You understand them, pay them tax, them doing them corporate responsibility. So how would they get information? They must from TAJ.
That's where the tax information resides.
Okay, you understand it don't reside with the IC.
So what Holness's lawyers have called it, Gary, is confirmation bias, whereby you arrive at a conclusion and then work backwards, trying to find the evidence to support it.
That's what it sounds
That's what his lawyers say is at play.
Because you know what the most important thing to me is that I'm seeing that people keep forgetting. The director of what was it? Prosecution? What's her
Corruption
name?
prosecution.
Huh?
Director of corruption prosecution.
The director of corruption prosecution says there's nothing to answer for.
Well, no, insofar as the one charge that was put to her, recommended to her, she only got one charge recommended to her, and she said nothing to see here.
Okay, and the other charge, what they do?
No, there's no other charge, and that's the point. Nothing else has risen to the level of a charge.
So you're telling me now that they can just go, they can just do this in perpetuity because you think there's some. So remember saying that, Judge, they went up, they would have done their due diligence with the local authorities,
Yes.
Then they went abroad.
Yes.
Because they already think that the local authorities didn't do their job. So they went abroad to see if they could find something. So the people abroad came, come down, look, and said, nothing to see here. And then they come back again, and then they want to give it back to the local people again to check again.
Listen, that's why I'm happy the court will decide, because I want some finality on this. Yeah. On the surface of it, it can't seem fair to me that you've looked for so long. You've only after looking recommended one charge. That charge is knocked back, and we're still here talking about this thing. This doesn't make sense.
And the thing is that, right? I know Jamaica people have this thing about politicians, right? That it's one of the only, apart from lawyers, is where people just literally, as you go into them, automatically tag you.
Yeah.
And it's really not fair. It's really not fair for them to be automatically tagged as corrupt and automatically tagged the individual. From either side.
Yeah, man.
Because it's today for me, tomorrow for you,
That is right. And what our politicians don't realize, when you say those guys are corrupt, when you go in, you are those guys.
But look at it. The other day, the Observer print something and say that 5 members of the PNP. And you saw them come out and say, no, lie, no.
Yes.
So you tell me, if I am a opposition MP and Mark Golding come to me and say, you're being investigated, you think me going to tell him say yes? You think I would have really tell him say, boy, Mark, say true, yeah, man, me, What that would have done to them whole campaign right there, so.
Well, guess what? I see this thing. I have more questions than answers. Which is, again, I'm happy that we're going to a place now where we can get some final determination on this.
I just hope that the courts don't drag this out for our next 10 years again, and then end up like what's that politician man with him where is after him dead?
You mean Ezra Millwood?
No, man.
Which
Ezra,
one?
Man, was a politician. Was a politician? It was like a counselor, and he actually died before them said, boy, there was not to see there.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the $1 billion award to Ezra, which you never get. No, man, Clue is alive and kicking, sir. He's the counsel for the Harborview division.
There's this politician that
when you remind him, you call me and tell me. All right?
NWA. Yeah, man.
When you remind me, you call me and tell me. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to sing it.
No, but me not understand you. You call now as if you give me breaking news. I said to you that me can't sing, and that was the fun of it. So you're not giving me the breaking news. Eh?
I never know nobody who had top Cliff Ricardo.
Yeah, man. We know we can't sing. That's not our forte.
Okay.
All right, so. Yeah, man. Cool.
Rupert, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tana and George.
Morning.
No, I have to comment first up, Dr. Nigel Clark on the seeing through to this implementation, although he's a policy maker, but seeing through the reverse tax credit. I wouldn't say in record time because I was beginning to wonder if that was not going to come through before he departs or demits the office, right? So I really commend him on that. And I also commend you people this morning for kind of going through, albeit as a short version, because you really couldn't pass the first page and all that to see the meat of the metal, which should have been the second page, where it asks for the verification code. Because several of my clients were unable to get on. Well, thanks be to you guys who brought it in the news last night and how that could have been effective. So I want to big him up for that. However, the Economic Oversight Committee had given him, some items on a list that they would want to see him complete before he departs. But I want to add one more item to that list, since he is the minister in charge of statin, and that very belated issue of the census that has been ongoing for the last 2 years and seems to be never ending. I'm just hoping that, just asking that he can just look over that side and just kind of wonder what is happening, why it cannot be completed, why scores of supervisors, including myself, still remain unpaid, after 2 years. It's just frustrating. So I'm just saying that before he departs, just cast an eye over starting and to say to the directors that be are those persons in charge what the hell is happening here. In fact, when I spoke to one person there, not to be named, they said that in fact that this is the first that starting has actually taken on anything that they had so serious problems with, and I believe them, but it is what it is. So on that matter, I'm just saying I'm going to add that to that list because it is an unfinished business, and I would want him to depart without some definitive from him to the Jamaican people in that regard.
Very well, sir. Hope he's listening and can oblige by doing that very important thing you just mentioned regarding starting, eh?
Very well.
All right, sir. Cool.
Paul, good morning. Lost Paul? Yeah. All right, let's take the break and come back with more of your calls.
With so much to do in one location, make Megamart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills. Fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. All in one amazing location. My Megamart, the best value by far.
Does your bra ride up your back? Do your shoulders hurt from carrying the weight of your breasts? These are signs of an ill-fitting bra. When was the last time you were fitted by a bra fit specialist? The bra experts at LaBelle Femme will take care of you. Drop into the store at 53 Lady Musgrave Road, Tuesdays to Saturdays from 10 to 5, and you will see the difference. Or call 876-622-6091.
Welcome back to NTM Nationwide this morning. Taking your calls. Joy, good morning. Joy?
Yes, good morning, Tana.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing good.
All right. When I heard the reverse tax announced, you see, I heard the gentleman was saying on Wednesday evening that pensioners are entitled to apply, helpers are entitled to apply. I applied yesterday, and I got a confirmation number. And afterwards, I got a message saying, no eligible source of fund found. If I get my pension from Auditor General, that is government I am working for, who should pay tax for me?
You work at the Auditor General Department?
No, I didn't work there, but I'm saying government workers' tax pension comes from the Auditor General office.
Government workers' pensions comes from the audit. That's where you get yours from?
Yes.
Okay. And then your question now is?
If I am not entitled to, because it is saying that there is no eligible fund that I could be eligible to get this payment.
Right. So here's what you then need to do. You can't query this through the system because the system is set up to process payments based on what the system has been told to expect by the designers. So all you need to do, Mum, you need to call Tax Administration Jamaica and call the communication department. You can ask for Miss Maris Horton, and explain to her that you are a government pensioner. You put your details in, and you get a subsequent email after the confirmation to tell you that there's no eligible source of funds found, but you are a government pensioner. So you'd like to understand why you have not been, you're not being kept on the list of persons pending the receipt of payment.
All right.
All right. So call the Communications Department at Tax Administration Jamaica. You can either call and ask for Maris Horton, or what's her friend's name again? I'm picturing his face now. Leighton Johnson, my friend Leighton Johnson. Just ask for either of them, Leighton Johnson or Maris Horton, and just tell them what your situation is, and I'm sure they'll point you in the area that you need to get the thing resolved.
All right. Thank you very much,
Leighton
George.
Beckles, beg your pardon. Leighton Johnson is former JTA president. Leighton Beckles, mum. Leighton Beckles, not Johnson. Leighton Beckles, yes. Beckles.
Thank you.
All right.
Sure, George. Joy, I just pulled up the press release that came out from the Ministry of Finance about qualification. This is saying, George, that to qualify for the tax credit, self-employed individuals must have filed their annual return of income, taxes, and contributions payable, that's their SO4, for the year of assessment 2023, and paid the required statutory obligations in full by August 31, 2024. It also says for employed persons under the PAYE system, their employer must have filed the employer's annual return SO2 for the calendar year 2023 by August 31, 2024. Then it says, additionally, to qualify for the tax credit, domestic workers must have filed their National Insurance Scheme NIS stamp card for the year 2022, and their names appear in the NIS database by August 31, 2024.
And it doesn't have pensioners on the list.
Right.
Right.
I'm
so,
not seeing pensioners.
Well, that's why I chose to send her to the tax authority to find out if, based on what her contributions are and so forth, if she qualifies. They are best placed to tell her, not even though, that press release helps significantly. But I think it's best for her to call and just find out officially, rather than have us here, wonder why it is that she hasn't been included on the people who are in line for payment.
Yeah.
Just based on what you just read?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, based on what you read.
Doesn't seem they're on it. But best place for her to go, as you said, is to the THA to query that. I just got a screenshot as well. Another pensioner who is getting the very same message.
And also, just overall, 580,000 Jamaicans are set to benefit from the reverse income tax credit. 580,000 is what the GIS is reporting. So, if you come upon that message, just call TAJ and find out, and I'm sure they'll be more than willing to explain to you what your status is.
Alric?
Good morning, Tana. How you do?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. George. I'm George. How you do?
Morning, sir. Morning, sir. morning, sir.
I heard it. God, you're laughing every morning. You play the big music then when you come in, and Tana rock and the other man, you try to sing, me laughing, but you had said you weren't a singer.
No,
so
man.
You disclosed before that.
Yeah, man.
That's actually.
And a Jeremy big selection, them, so I not take him credit, I might drop the tune, them,
A Jeremy,
yes, man.
But him drop the tune, then will make you dance and make Tana go back into the music box.
Yes, man.
I heard you this morning and I had to laugh about you going to the shop when you see the pretty girl and like Tana.
I never say
and you buy something where you're going to
No. Alric, get it straight, because Jeremy not follow, I never said it was me, Jeremy and say me. It couldn't have been me because we always had a shop. We had the shop. Yeah, we had it. Yeah, and everybody who knows me know that we had. So I would never go to shop. People come to ours. You understand?
Hear me now, Tyler, John, and Jeremy. God never really get it that right, because you know we had to go to shop. But if the girl you like in Jamaica parlance and your family and her family is on the same status in terms of what you can spend, it's not too bad. But to see if the girl you like family have a little bit more money in a Jamaican term and now go buy the chicken back, Shad George?
Yeah, what you mean? Me used to eat Shad
Shad, you don't mind harder on it when you and the girl are the same status, you know.
Correct, you
but
are,
if
sir.
the girl where you're like just above you in terms of her family can find a little bit more money to spend on them, now go buy that. You not talk to the shopkeeper, even if you did it before, and them say, why your granny not saying out, your granny now wait for you. You make 1 million and one excuse to she buy and leave, you know.
Yes, man.
Because when you go to school the next day, no. You now go and go near to her if she hear you call for the chicken back or the saddle.
What that thing?
She not order that, you know, boss, man. So you have to make sure that she come out of the shop before you put in your order. And you whisper it to the man because you don't know who else they be.
Yeah, man. You know, load up your thing, you understand?
Yes, you can load up your thing and make them know where you buy. Tana don't know shot, Judge.
Ask Cardo?
I do not. To be honest with you, I just Googled it.
You just Googled it. Yeah. Well, Tana, you make a rundown with it on coconut. You grate the coconut. And as George said, you put the bird pepper in the man. And you get some seasoning and you set it up properly. You put callaloo, you can put callaloo in it too, you know, Tana.
Mm-hmm.
And you make a nice rundown with it and thing. I enjoy that with the corn dumpling. Your granny used to make when she grate I corn.
Yeah, man. We used to eat it with susumba, Alric. Shot?
Yeah, man, you put susumba.
Yeah,
man. You with susumba, Dad.
Eh?
All right, guys, enjoy your weekend.
All right, sir.
All right, Alric.
All right, and you guys are good as usual. So have a good weekend and catch you guys next week. And George, Manchester United, what
Disunited. Manchester disunited.
What this weekend if they lose?
The right thing will happen, the man will get a new manager.
That's why I ask, you know, because you're the guru with the cover to that.
We need a new manager. Man. Yeah, man.
You guys enjoy the weekend.
You too, sir.
All right, Alric, take care. Dwayne, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? What are you?
Good, man.
Good. Hey, George, I was about to make a point about the lady that called about what Tanya talked about, but I think she rectified that. Because I was saying that she has to recognize she has to be qualified too. All right. In terms of the money itself, I wonder in a year lifetime job, we never hear no government to give us tax money. You never hear of that before?
No, sir. No, sir.
Eh?
No, sir.
Then am I hearing that this thing that the government is the worst thing that ever thinks besides work?
Yeah, but again, we don't know why that upset you, because if the other side want power, what do you expect them to say, my friend?
So can you imagine? I remember when, look here, in America, you file for your tax, you get back your tax every month. Most people who come from foreign during time know that they get back their tax return, that's how they can pay them for to come
yes,
back.
Man. Mm-hmm.
Right? And I was saying to my colleague, I said, when will we ever get something back from the government, all that we have been paying? When?
Yeah. For me, it was like an alien concept to get back cash. You understand?
Right? Because when you go one time, I remember I put some people and take it to the tax office. And when I give it to the lady give back to her, I said, give me that take back this, you know. Because any of the government fines say you pay them 1 cent less, you know. You can't even leave Jamaica if you're filed for, you know, I'm checking about the paper and say, okay, take the paper and go on. So, but I even touch it, because most people come here, they don't get through. There's nothing for you to get. Mm-hmm. Them always find something to say that you owe them. And I just took the paper and left. Right? Now, I'm saying now, at one time in Jamaica history, the American can go home, the Canadian can go home with something that the government give them back. What have we gotten back from the government? Nothing.
Yeah.
And so you can see the reason why these propaganda have been spreading all over Jamaica about this nonsense. Look here, John. I think John, I think people think it's not about loving. So you know, John, John, sometimes you can love somebody, and no matter what the person does, the person seems to be right. And when you hate somebody, no matter what you do, right? When I'm wrong, I'm right, I'm always wrong. Mm-hmm. Because you don't like him. I think people must watch face and watch activity, watch what people do. Mm-hmm. Right? So most of the person who is claim to love is a passive talk. We talk a lot, but when it comes for us to show the talk, we can't show it. Mm-hmm. And we are being deceived to believe that because I can go and give a good speech, and because I can speak and I'm eloquent and I'm good. Nothing, because the Bible says is that the hearers of the law, but the doers of the law God regard. So you hear it is one, but doing is another thing. So I'm saying people, and the next thing again, John, keep on saying John, is that if something is done, right, over the years, it's going to take some time before it reaches a point where I can be able to do what I want to do to you, not all.
Yes.
So you have to develop to a point, because if a man once said to me when I was going to primary school, we were walking the road and I saw the gentleman, and he said to me, I'm walking now. You know why I'm walking? I used to have a lot of money, and I used to give away money. He used to call me kind. My brother used to be seen as a mean person. Now my brother got up, save what I gave away, that's what he saved. Now he have about 6, 7, 8 chucks. And now they're calling him kind and calling me meek. I have nothing. I should not have given what I got. Then I should have saved it. So, what am I saying? The government can't give you nothing yet until they build the country a point where it can able to give you things. Just like how he's trying to give you something with the $20,000 now.
Yeah. I said this to you doing as we run. I said this as we run. You can't, in our economy, we are nowhere near the level where we can give sector by sector what people deserve. Yeah, and we can't give one and don't give the other. We have to put our so that's why. So if we have $20, we have to split up the $20 evenly or equitably across various sectors. We can't give one group $10 because they deserve $10 because the next group is going to wait. So we are who?
Quickly, you talk about the teachers. If you make a mistake and pay the teacher and the police, you have to go pay
everybody. Yeah, man, we know that. And that's a problem. That's the problem. Yeah.
These people who claim to be intellectual and come in and they read it to deceive people, stop it.
All right,
sir. Know it can't work.
All right, so here you this morning. Thank you for your time. All right.
This could be your year to build with an NHT loan. Find out more at nht.gov.jm. The time by NHT is
8:47.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Popeye's Wings. Try the 6-piece combo today for only $1,395. Wing the alarm!
There is a rose in Spanish Harlem, a red rose up in Spanish Harlem. It is the special one, it's never seen the sun. It only comes out when the moon is on the run and all the stars are gleaming. It's growing in the street right up through the concrete, but soft and sweet and rainy. There is a rose in Spanish Harlem, a red rose up in Spanish Harlem, with eyes as black as gold, that looks down in my soul and starts a fire there, and then I lose control. I have to beg your pardon. I'm going to pick that rose and watch her as she grows in my garden.
Oh, when the sun beats down and burns the tar up on the roof, and your shoes get so hot, you wish your tired feet were fireproof. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea,
Did the start from sing?
on a blanket with my baby,
Where man say? Under the boardwalk. Under the boardwalk.
We'll be having some fun.
Under the boardwalk.
People walking about.
Under the boardwalk.
We'll be making love.
Under the boardwalk. Boardwalk.
From the park you hear the happy sound of a carousel. You can almost taste the hot dogs and french fries they sell. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea, yeah. On a blanket with my babies, where I'll be.
You can dance, every dance with the guy who gives you the eye, let him hold you tight. You can smile, every smile for the man who held your hand neath the pale moonlight.
But don't forget who's taking you home and in whose car you're gonna be. So darling, save the last dance for me.
Oh, I know that the music's fine,
like sparkling wine.
Go and have your fun.
Yeah, man, you can't go all you want. Woke up yourself all you want. Yeah? Don't forget who's taking you home and in whose arms you're gonna be. You have to be confident to talk like this, you know?
There's a song like that Barry's humming.
Yeah, man. What one dance can do. What one dance can do. One dance can do.
Where he was talking to the man's girl and the man was right there.
After one dance on the floor.
I love that song.
I love you oh so.
Anyway, I'm confident we can't play them joint with any man. Your girl, we're gone.
True.
They can't run them wrist. Yeah, man. There was a time in my career where you don't run them wrist with me.
Oh dear.
Leave me with your lady and God. You know you're mad.
Careful, Larry.
Missing, Tana. Missing. What's it now?
This magic moment, so different and so new, was like any other until I kiss you, and then it happened. It took me by surprise. I knew that you felt it too, by the look in your eyes,
sweeter than wine, softer than the
summer night.
Everything I want,
I have.
Remember, I hold you tight. This magic moment is a piece of
while your lips are close to mine, will last
forever, forever till the end of time. Cheese up, piece up. You know the reggae version of this is also wicked, you know.
Yes, I agree.
Every night.
Oh, give away to squeeze pan that, Mr. King. You have to squeeze that. Just squeeze it, Mr. King. Yeah,
was
yeah,
this
yeah.
in Dirty Dancing? I'm trying to remember.
Dream Lover.
One of these
Dream Lover.
was in Dirty Dancing.
I don't think so. Well, but if you remember it like that, maybe, you know. Maybe talk.
I wonder if it was this one. Love that movie.
Will come my way, a girl to hold in my arms and know the magic of her charm.
Because a girl to call my own. I wanna
dream lover, so I don't have to.
Yes, Tana. It is true. You can be confident and bring a girl to a party and see her dance and talk and say, "Cho, that don't matter, cause you know who will take your woman." Yeah, you do that. You play them wrist with certain man. You see certain man. You see certain man. You know play them wrist there. Not even how do you make certain man to the girl.
The young ladies say that about, not the young ladies, some young men say that about Dexter Daps.
Yeah, man.
They're girls. Anywho, It's that time of the morning when we tell some very special people happy birthday and happy anniversary. Over on Facebook, happy birthday greetings going out to Marlon Gray, Catherine Richards, Damian Blake. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday as well to Wesley Cunningham, Celine Williams. Happy birthday. Happy birthday as well to Andra. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Andra. Happy birthday as well to Samantha, Madison Grace Ozzy, Orlean Clark Gordon, Karen Seaburn, Shanna K. Moss. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you as well. Let's see who else is celebrating a birthday today. Portia Allen, Stacy and Daly, Alexandra Lee. Happy birthday to you, Alex. Hope you have a really good one as well. Also on the birthday list, a birthday coming up on Sunday. A very special birthday. Happy birthday when it comes to Marcia McKenzie, celebrating your birthday on Sunday, coming from your husband Desmond, your sons Matthew and Marcus, your grandkids Keegan and Marquise, and all of the family. Happy, happy birthday when it comes, Mrs. McKenzie. This one is for you.
If I had the world,
More birthdays before we go. Katie Buello sending happy birthday greetings to Marigold Weber's son LeVar. Happy birthday to you, LeVar, from your mom, Marigold Weber, as well as Katie Buello here on YouTube. Otis Blessings sending belated birthday greetings. He says to my son, rather to my brother, sorry about that, my brother Christopher Chris Bennett. Am I getting these wrong? Christopher Chris Bennett, who works at Moon Palace in Ocherius. Belated birthday greetings to you, Christopher Bennett, from your brother Otis Blessings. Hope you had a really good day. Patrick Samuel sending happy birthday greetings to his friend Althea Reed. Happy birthday to you, Althea. Hope you had a good one as well. Angela Jones sending happy birthday greetings to her grandson Javon Jones. Happy birthday to you, coming from Mom, Dad, your grandma Angela, and they're saying to you, continue to be the bright boy that you are. Are there any on the birthdays?
Prudence Brown says happy birthday to Dr. Yolanda Brown at Percy Junior Hospital, coming from Clifton and Prudence. So Dr. Yolanda Brown, Percy Junior Hospital, happy birthday to you, coming from Clifton and Prudence. I saw one, Kizzy Reed says Sunday will be Kizzy Reed's birthday. So Kizzy Reed, good morning. Birthday greetings in advance coming to you from Kizzy Reed. Kizzy, I hope you have a happy day on Sunday. All right. And then I saw one about a footballer from Duhaney Park, Andrew C. Gill. There are some birthday greetings coming to you, coming for you. They say your birthday is on Sunday. So the former baller from Duhaney Park, Andrew C. Gill, happy birthday to you on Sunday. When it comes on Sunday. Yeah.
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Popeye's Wings. Try the 6-piece combo today for only $1,395. Wing the alarm!
And that's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nationwide this morning. Thanks so much to our technical operator and the musical maestro, Jermaine King, our super producer, Michelle McCrae Smith, and our super editor, Kimone Thompson. Up next, the Consumer Hour with Norgay Banton, and at 10, Cliff Views Online. I'm Tawna Thomas.
And I'm George.
Good morning.
Well,
You've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Your taxis hold the key.
Motorists,